Hey, what's up? Mad Dodge Productions here. I am the Mad Libertarian. The South, I don't know. I do think MC is a. I told you both once. You are cunts. First off, cabbage. Tea is gross, and I don't know why you keep drinking it. It's fucking disgusting. Oh no, not this shit again. Shut up, manic idiot. You're an idiot. Jump in here or fucking back off. God damn it. No. Onward. You want to jump in here and let's talk some bullshit? Let's do it. So, go ahead. I'm gonna throw the hangout link in the chat. Um, we'll see. There you go. So manic idiot. How many are you? Oh, kidding. I don't really know what to talk about tonight. All right. So yeah, peace talks. That's fucking nice. Will the South rise again? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, Joan Wall. Oh, Joan Wall, motherfucker. Will the South rise again, dude?
What's up, Mad?
Hey, what's up? No, that's the question tonight. Will the South rise again?
Will the
How
South
about
rise again?
Yeah, well, how about the surrender at Appomattox? What if Lee never surrendered? Could the South have kept fighting on? MC would argue that it would have been foolish. It would have been horrible. God forbid that happened. I think that is the argument of a loser. I think if Robert E. Lee knew the consequences of Reconstruction, he would have kept fighting on. He would have never put his guns down. And it would have been like Mosby's Rangers or Quantrell. I believe it would have been hell on earth. And the Yankees would not have taken us so fucking easily, would they? I mean, come on. You got Stonewall Jackson as your avatar. How can you fucking argue with me, sir?
Listen, hold on. Here's the thing. Okay, if Robert E. Lee hadn't surrendered, the South as we know it would probably be a very different place.
Yeah, it would have been victorious. That would have been beautiful.
It would have been totally Northerners.
What do you mean? What, a bunch of carpetbaggers coming down south? We already had that. It was called Reconstruction.
I mean, yeah, no, I know, now. But here's the thing, though. If the Civil War hadn't ended the way it did, there's a very good chance that America would be a very different place than it is today. If the South had fought to the absolute last man,
yeah,
then
like it should have.
Well, there's a very good likelihood that the South would just be the North Part 2.
Bullshit. Look at no, wait a minute though. I will argue that because look at what happened in real life. All right, so you got Appomattox Courthouse. Okay, you have Robert E. Lee surrendering to Grant. Why? Because they were starved out. They were not defeated on the field, were they, Joan Wall?
No, that's correct.
That's right. They were not defeated on the field. They were starved out. And you know what happened in the West? You had them take Vicksburg, and you had fucking Sherman's March to the Sea, which was, horrible and war crimes. I mean, if you want to look at what Hitler did, how about we fucking nail fucking Sherman to the goddamn wall? Because Sherman was just as bad as fucking Hitler, in my opinion. If you even look at his own work.
Whoa, Mad. Hey, I just jumped in the stream just because I saw you were live, and I felt like I could add something to it. But like, what's your gripe point? What's your point of contention here?
Nothing really. I'm just talking shit. But what's my point of contention when it comes to fucking Sherman? Sherman was a maniac and a murderer, and he let his people rape and pillage the land. And that is beyond contestation. It is a fact. It is in the history books. It happened.
That's a fair assessment. That's totally fair. I really can't dispute that.
Okay, so I mean, you have Sherman and stuff, but what you had after Appomattox and Robert E. Lee surrendered the Indian Territory, which was still had a Confederate army. And you know what happened? They didn't surrender for a year and a fucking half, dude. They were the last group to surrender. And they would not have been captured, surrendered because, well, the fight was over for, I don't know, a year and a fucking half.
Well,
right?
I mean that's the thing though with surrender. When somebody surrenders, it doesn't necessarily mean that the fight's over for everybody. I mean, take a look at World War II. You know, like you had groups of like Japanese soldiers on islands that were surrendering to America in like the 60s and 70s. You know,
that is a fair assessment. But if you look at the Civil War after Appomattox, the whole South surrendered, did it not? You had the run from Jefferson Davis out of Richmond because Richmond burnt the fuck down. That was partly the Confederate troops. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was also the Union troops coming in. But I mean, you had the whole South capitulate within about a week and a half after Robert E. Lee surrendered, other than the Indian Territory. But if Robert E. Lee did not surrender, sir, if he would have dispersed his troops and told them to fight on, you would have had a guerrilla war. You would have had something more on the par of Vietnam. And I don't believe the Yankees could have beat us.
Well, I mean, do you really think that, or do you just look at it through the lens of history? Because honestly, an army marches on its stomach. Being an ex-army soldier myself, I know that if I stopped getting food, I wouldn't fucking do shit. I'd just be like, well, hey, wherever I'm at, you give me food, I'll fight for you. Like, I really don't care.
What about
starvation does a lot of strange things, people.
What about the Army in Northern Virginia, 60,000 strong, dispersing amongst the countryside to not only pillage for food, but to get arms and ammunition and to fight the Yankees? You don't think we could have had a guerrilla war, sir?
Well, I mean, I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but aren't you on the Pacific Northwest of the country?
I was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, sir. My family fought in the South.
Whoa, man. Whoa, my dad's fucking from Georgia, okay? Like, I agree with you, but at the end of the day, I really don't think it was a tenable position to be in. Honestly, I think the Civil War was probably a huge detriment to our country in the sense that, it kind of got way out of hand. It was a states' rights issue versus a federal government issue. And, the history books reflect that. However, I don't think the South winning the war would do us any, good now.
What do you mean? The South had a far better constitution. They had line item veto. Would that not help now?
Well, yeah, line item veto might be beneficial, but at the end of the day, I really don't think that a Southern takeover of the Northern Territories, i.e. the original...
The South never wanted to take the Northern Territories, sir. That was never their intention.
That, be that as it may, the bottom line is you need to take over territories to actually win a war.
No, not when you're... No, see, it was not a civil war. They were not fighting for control over the District of Columbia. They were fighting for independence. They were fighting for secession. That is a war of independence. It is on par with the American Revolution. It is not necessarily the Roman Civil War or the War of the Roses. It is not on par with those.
The War of the Roses, that 1980s film, which is really, really good, by the way.
I was talking about the actual war in the 1600s, but whatever. Be that as it may.
but listen, like the situation at hand is, in order to defeat somebody who's trying to defeat you, you need to take over their territories, bottom line. And I really don't think that ultimately the South could have won that situation simply because they just didn't have the manpower and the supply line.
To defeat the North in the North. That's not what they needed to do. What they needed to do was defend their borders broken. I mean, that was really the issue when it came to the Civil War, was the blockade. I mean, if the blockade was British, then the South would have won within 2 years.
Hey, Matt, you're kind of roboting a little bit. So if you want to like refresh that, I will answer that though. The simple fact of the issue here is that yes, all they had to do was defend their borders. But the problem is that the countries that, or I'm sorry, the states that seceded at the time, it's like there was only like 26, 28 states, and the majority of the bigger ones sided with the North. So the problem is that you'd have to defend basically what amounts to Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Kentucky, Virginia at the time.
From forgetting Kansas, Missouri, and Maryland, which was forcefully kept within the Union. But continue.
Well, I mean, you'd have to defend this gigantic-ass border from Northern aggression, and the simple truth of the issue is that we really couldn't. I don't think anybody could.
Well, you couldn't necessarily defend the Mississippi River. That was a big issue. Without a navy, which the South had no navy to speak of. I mean, you look at the USS Virginia, that was the Merrimack reconstituted. I mean, that doesn't really count. Other than the 2 battles it was in before it was thrown to shit and fucking torn apart. But I mean, the thing really boils down to where the South and the Union, the beef was not necessarily slavery, and that never was the real argument. The argument was, can you leave? The South said, yes, I can, and the North said, no, you can't. And you know what the determination was? Force of arms. Does that make it right? Does might make right? Manic idiot. I just saw you jumped in. Does might make right, sir?
Typically in the long run, yeah, that ends up being the case.
Do you believe that is morally correct, though?
Morally correct, that entirely depends on who you ask. Me personally, no, I don't consider whoever is the strongest is necessarily the right person of the argument. But when it comes down to history, whoever wins the war writes history.
Yeah, man, I'm bigger than you, right? I don't know how tall you are, but I'm 6 feet. I'm 220. I might be able to punch you in the nose to take your fucking lunch money. Does that make me right? Does that mean that money in your pocket is mine?
Well, hang on, Mad, because I'm 6'3" and 230 pounds. So, I mean, realistically, I am 6'3".
So you might be taking my lunch money. That's what's going on here.
I'm just saying, like, you're
gonna rob me, and then he's gonna rob you, and then he'll have robbed us both by. It's perfect.
By proxy.
He's a solid businessman. In answer to your question, you're not right, because that theft is a crime, but ultimately it will be your money if you punch me in the nose and take it.
Well, if theft is a crime and taxation is theft, which I would argue, then the whole Northern principle where raising it to 50% would be a cause for war, would it not?
I couldn't understand all of that.
Oh, did I break up? I might have.
So what you're saying is,
but
if
no,
they raise taxes by 50%, would it be a cause for war?
Is that correct, Mad Dodge? If they were to raise taxes by 50%, would that be a cause to go to war?
Breaking up, dude. I hardly heard you. I'm gonna drop out and come right back, guys, and hopefully that'll fix it.
Okay. Well, I'll just hang out here.
I'm not going anywhere. Can you hear me? Okay, Joan Wall.
Yeah, just call me Joan Wall or Stacks, and that's fine. Either way.
Yeah, I'm only I I kind of popped in late in the conversation, and I'm not really a Civil War expert.
Well, if it wasn't obvious by my avatar, I'm kind of a big into the Civil War.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to give you forewarning. If I end up saying something too stupid or completely factually inaccurate, I'm an idiot. So just.
Oh no! It's totally fine because facts are irrelevant here at 2 a.m. So
okay,
good. Facts are not irrelevant. Facts are very relevant.
No. This is my stream now. I'm the captain now. I'm the Joan Walsh Faction.
Yeah. Hey. Did you ride around McCullen? Is that what's going on here?
Basically, yeah.
Fair enough. If you rode around McCullen, then go ahead, take over.
So anyway, what was your little question you posed there, Mad Dodge?
It was something 50% tax raise or something.
No, okay. So, my contention would be that the war was started over the raise in tariffs. It raised about 150% from the day Abraham Lincoln took office. And I would consider that the reason for the war primarily, because if you want to argue about slavery, that's fine. But they were arguing about the expansion of slavery into the Western territories. Well, if you're leaving the Union, then what do you care about the Western territories of said Union? You're leaving it, all right? And if you look at the end of the war, you had Jefferson Davis enlisting now freed blacks to serve in the Confederate Army. As a pension for their service, they would be freed and made independent citizens of the Confederacy. So if you're arguing about slavery, you're telling me that they freed the slaves for, I don't know, to enslave them again? I mean, I'm really confused by this fact.
Dude, I won't dispute you that the Civil War was not over slavery. Like, that's a given. I mean, anybody who's opened up a history book and actually like looked past the milk toast, K through 12 education of the American, public school system will know this. That's a fact. But the simple, the fact of the issue here is that, while the South was concerned over slavery moving out west, the war was started because, if I remember correctly, Lincoln didn't initially want to free the slaves. He wanted to rectify the situation with the South. And the South said, you know what, fuck this. We're going to war because we don't want to be subject to basically what amounts to a factory economy.
I would disagree with the fuck this, we want to go to war mentality. What happened was they sent peace delegations to D.C. to arbitrate the freedom of the federal territory within the Confederacy. So they wanted to buy the fort at Sumter. They wanted to buy, the forts in Texas. They wanted to pay reparations for these forts. But Lincoln would not seat them. And why? Because it was a political maneuver. If he sat them down and actually had talks, then he recognizes the Confederacy. And you can't have that. They were a rebellion. They were not a secession movement. Secession was illegal by his terms. And how dare they even think that they have the right to negotiate peace?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, secession isn't necessarily built into our founding principles. However, that doesn't negate the fact that it is an option. But you know what? Let's bring this into the future, though. Do you think secession now would be acceptable? Do you think it would be something that's tenable?
Yes. I absolutely believe California secession. I absolutely believe that Texas.
But here's the thing: why would California want to secede? They aren't they full of people who would be mostly? I mean, I'm assuming the secession would be because they're the hyper liberal area.
Well,
they're a global viewpoint. Why would they want to create another artificial?
No. It's because the rest of the country thinks there's only two genders. That's why.
But the it still doesn't stand to be consistent. If you're of the mentality that we're a global thing with no borders, why would you create yet another arbitrary border by trying to become a different country?
Because people who think that we're a global nation with no borders have the logical inconsistency of thinking that those borders would actually stop people from thinking the other way.
Well, no, I would argue the fact for California to have secession would be the fact that they don't agree with the federal government regulating, one, marijuana, two, their border, three, they think that they are, the fourth biggest economic power in the world, and they can stand upon themselves. It's like Texas arguing for secession. Same principle.
But let's be reasonable. They would never be able to, if it were to ever come to an armed conflict, California would stand no chance.
Yeah, but why does secession? No, see, that's my problem. Why does secession have to come to an armed conflict? Why did the Civil War have to come to a bearing of arms? It didn't need to. There was many voices in the North who argued for a peaceful settlement to let the South go.
I mean, here's the thing, and it's the same then as it is now. The simple fact of the issue is that you're going to find a plurality of extremists who actually believe that violence is the only way to solve the issue. Now, the thing is with California versus the United States, we have a shit ton of military, naval, Air Force bases there. So the thing is that, yeah, they could secede tomorrow. But that wouldn't change how many troops we have stationed there. And if it came down to the United States versus the California National Guard, the United States is going to win, period. And we would either have to...
And that's also... Well, that's assuming that the National Guard in California doesn't go ahead and follow orders within the U.S. government anyway.
Well, that's also a major if, and you're right. However, the thing is, if it came down to a peaceful resolution, we would either need to buy out the land in California like we did with Germany, Japan, Korea, all those other places that we currently occupy and have military bases, or we would have to rent it from them, and we would give them X amount of dollars to, basically have a backdoor into their, inevitable ass kicking.
Here is why I think it will always inevitably lead to an armed conflict, and that has to do with the fact that if they let California, if it's a peaceful resolution, it sets a precedence that other states can just bail, and the cohesive nature of the union kind of crumbles if Utah or...
What do you consider the union, though, Manic? Do you consider the union a union of states on their own terms? Like, okay, so me and you join a club, right? We're friends. We join a club together. It comes, 50 years down the road, and one of us wants to leave the club. Do I have the right to keep you in said club because you've been there for 50 years? I mean, that is literally the argument that the fucking unionists have. Just because we joined a voluntary together and we had it for 50 years does not mean I have to stay in said union.
You would prefer 50 separate countries that operate under their own specific laws? Is that, am I understanding that correctly? Did you not hear me?
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Do you believe that the union was a voluntary contract among states? If the answer is yes, then the answer is we can leave said union. If your answer is no, that the federal union created the states, okay, not the other way around, then
God, your connection
right, the states created the union.
Well, look at it like this. The states existed before the federal union. So what you have is you have a chicken and egg situation. You have to figure out which came before the other. Simple fact of the issue is that the 13 colonies were their own individual states before they became the union, and then they created the union to supersede, in essence, the states. So while they gave the states rights, if you wanted to become part of the United States, you have to concede some of your power to the federal authority, which is the social contract, which, why you have individuals who make up the states, who make up the federal government. So, like, I concede some of my personal liberties, like, highways and police protection to the state, and then the state, in turn, cedes some of its, self-determination to the federal government.
And yeah, I wonder how fucking California would work without federal funding, because that is the other end of the contract that ends up that.
Isn't that their fault, though? I mean, okay, so Jefferson Davis said this in his remarks when leaving the Union. He said, we had a union, and it was endearing, and it was real. But as we leave, we take to the hazard, and we cut the binds that were long and endearing and had many benefits. That's not a direct quote, but that's as close as I can get right now at 3 a.m. But I mean, if we cut the ties that are long and endearing, then we leave the financial benefits behind. We take to the hazard, sir. And that is okay. Nullification is the art of nullifying a law within the Union, because you want to stay within the Union. Calhoun argued for this for a decade or two. And I like Calhoun, other than his slavery arguments, but his nullification arguments were good. But when you're nullification is within the Union. Secession was within. Once you leave, you take to the hazard. You will handle whatever comes, because that is your determination.
Well, I'm trying to understand.
You create your own hazards.
You're breaking up so bad that it's really fucking hard to understand half of what you're saying, and I don't know if is it just me? Am I the only one?
Oh, am I breaking up, dude? I'll drop out and come right back.
No, yeah, it's kind of, a little bit.
Yeah, it's been staticky.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
I mean, granted, it was staticky before I'd popped in. I don't know. Maybe right. YouTube's having a crisis of space. So yeah, well, what is he arguing for anyway? I'm a little lost. What's his position?
Yeah.
Am I all
staticky.
All right, is that better? Is my mic working better?
Yeah, it is, but I don't think it's any of us. I think it's the fact that I think it's something to do with YouTube, because everybody's staticky.
Yeah, well, YouTube is fucking up lately.
I'll drop out and rejoin, okay?
No,
okay.
You sound good to me, dude. Joan Wall. I don't think you have to drop out. I heard you clear.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
Well, let me, I'm just going to rejoin anyways, but let me answer your question really quick. The thing of the issue here, I remember what you were driving at correctly was
and now you died out. I didn't hear a word you said.
Yeah, neither did I.
No, but what I was arguing is nullification and secession are two different animals. So we're arguing.
Okay. Hang on. Do you have a concealed weapons permit?
I don't need one in Oregon. We are an open carry state.
You don't need one in Oregon, but I don't need one in Arizona either. But say you're from where I'm from, which is New York State. Well, New York State only issues permits to New York State residents, and they only accept permits from New York State residents. So if you're part of, say, Florida, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, whatever the fuck, you can't bring your guns there legally and carry them But if you're a resident there, you're allowed to carry them elsewhere. Does that make sense? Because we're one entity.
Maybe it does to him. It makes sense to me, or at least it makes sense in the sense that we all have the right to bear arms if you're in the state's laws that in their specific laws. It's one of the things I've always argued when it came to gun control. You know, if you want gun control, let each state determine what type of control they have within their borders. That is absolutely within their right. You don't like gun control laws? Get out of our state, no problem.
Yeah, but what about me? What if I'm coming from Oregon and I'm driving across country? Am I not allowed to carry my 38? I mean,
you might have to go around.
Well, see, that's not fair either, because I mean, there's some states that just don't even require a permit. So why would we have to entertain, your state's gun, bullshit?
I'm not talking federal. I'm talking each individual state. What California does has no influence over what you do.
Yes.
Yeah. What about wait a minute though. The customs law. So in the Constitution it says the federal government has the right to make the states trade regular. It's not, and they say regulate, but what they mean by regulate is to make regular, as in transfer of goods and people, make it regular. So one state can't ban, so Washington can't stop people from Utah coming in with any goods or property because we are both states of the Union. We are to make state commerce, the Commerce Clause, to make stuff regular. That would include our gun laws, would it not? So if I am in Oregon and it's an open carry state and I have my 38 on my hip in plain view, I can drive across the border to Nevada, you know what I mean, with my gun on my hip still. That is legal because I am an Oregon resident and I have the laws of my state. And the Commerce Clause says that the transfer of goods and services and peoples are to be made regular, to be made, your free flow of traffic.
So a state would have to. So if a state does not sell guns because they have increased gun control laws and they've decided they don't want any guns in their state, so they have made guns not even available for sale in that state, they would still have to let you across, even though there's no legal reason to be bringing a gun for sale into their state.
Well, first off,
we're not talking about sale
because we have the Second Amendment.
But he used commerce as his reason for why it would allow him across. If there's no legal reason to bring that good, those kind of goods into a fucking state, then that law should not matter.
I'm so glad I'm not the one with the crying kid for once.
I know.
Thank you, Joel. I appreciate it.
I was about to bitch at you, and I was like, no, he was muted.
Sorry.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I did use the Commerce Clause, and I will back that up. Yeah, so when you're looking at the Second Amendment, that is a constitutional law. That is federal. So that goes through all 50 states.
But that's your argument for the union. If it's all about states' rights, then the union shouldn't matter in that case.
Do you necessarily know what the 10th Amendment means? All rights not regulated to the state or the people are not regulated to the federal government or regulated to the states and or the people respectively. That is the 10th Amendment. But we also have the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms and the right of a free and even militia. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, we're allowed the right to own guns. So we have the right for commerce across state lines with said guns.
Even though you're not going to be able to sell it. I don't think that would be reasonable. I think that would create a loophole that would create worse things, especially if you have a situation where one state has decided that they're going to sell weed, and then you have another state who says that they're not going to sell weed and they wanted to keep it out of their borders.
No, that's a good point. Oh, that's a good point. I actually took the Greyhound right after Oregon legalized recreational marijuana, and I went to Nevada to go hang out with my buddy. And on the Greyhound, we got stopped by the Nevada State Troopers because we were coming from Oregon. They literally came on with drug sniffing dogs and looking for marijuana. Why? Because the bus was coming from Oregon. That's why. They didn't find any weed. Even though I had a pipe in my pocket, like a loaded pipe in my pocket, they still didn't find it. Stupid dog.
Or no, you had Mexican dirt weed. Apparently, that didn't smell anything.
No, I live in Oregon. We have good weed.
I feel bad for him. I'm gonna bust him for that fucking shitty ass dope. No, the thing is, it also works in California with their fruit laws because of the fact that you know, and here's the other thing: if you're working, if you're a transportation, like a trucking company, and you're going into California, they will not let you cross that fucking border if you have a dirty truck. They actually have set up car washes along the borders that that if you want into California, you have to clean your truck. So I'm just saying that, you know, there are ways that states' borders can be affected regardless of our union ties.
Well, okay. And that's perfectly fine because I believe in states' rights. But the fact remains, though, after the Civil War, a state does not have the right to leave the Union. That has been proven not by law, not by the Supreme Court, mind you. It was proven by force of arms. You have states like California, you have states like Texas, even parts of Oregon, where they want to.
What is your point, anyway?
You're an asshole.
I just want to know what your point is. You've been rambling on about this and getting back and forth. I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from and what you're arguing for.
Well, my point would be that the fact wasn't decided necessarily by the Civil War. Force of arms does not prove law, does it?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Just because you have a bigger gun than me doesn't necessarily mean you're correct. All right.
Well, let me put it this way. If it's just you and me and I shoot you and you no longer are alive, I have won the argument because the person who is against me no longer has one.
That doesn't mean you won the argument.
Yes,
you
it does.
Win a war of
you can no longer argue
killing the messenger. No, because the idea lives. The idea lives on, sir.
Listen, there's morally correct, and then there's ethically correct. The simple fact of the issue is you're trying to find the divide between the two, and the bottom line is the thing: nature only cares about who's willing to die for what they believe in, and if you have an overwhelming force, if you have the force of will against, the force of morals, then the force of will is going to win because the force of will is usually a bigger majority.
And I would also like to add to that when dealing with a concept that is the federal government, they don't really think in terms of morals. So when you're talking about a potential armed conflict, they're not interested in the moral right. They're interested in what is there determined by law, right?
They didn't determine it by law, though. That is my point. They haven't determined
if they're in charge, they decide
is illegal. They never determined that. That never came to pass. As a matter of fact, they went out of their way not to take that to trial. They pardoned Jefferson Davis. They never took Robert E. Lee to trial. Why? Because they knew they would lose.
No. Wrong. I think, and if you call me sir again, I will reach over there and internet smack you.
What's good, sir? I didn't call you a cunt.
Yeah,
like what the hell?
This is internet autist sports, okay? How dare you fucking give this guy some courtesy and respect?
Yeah, God damn it. I do not deserve it, so you do not give it to me. Anyway, in response to what you have to say, the reason they didn't bring it to court is because ultimately the Civil War itself was enough of a deterrent from people to want to secede from the Union.
Bullshit. It was not.
Why did it end? So many fucking people died, and that was a major contributing factor to why there was so much pressure on Abraham Lincoln to end the war immediately.
Have you taken a look at Reconstruction? All right. So they literally said that the South was wrong. You had no right to leave, right? Secession is illegal. Okay. Well, to rejoin the Union, boys, you have to sign up to the 14th and 15th Amendment. Or I think it was 13th and 14th. Excuse me. But, I mean, really, secession is illegal. You had no right to leave. You couldn't leave. You didn't. But to rejoin, you have to sign up to these constitutional amendments. First off, that's not how constitutional amendments work. You don't just force a state to sign up. I mean, literally, that's not how the Constitution fucking works. The 14th and 15th Amendment are illegal, null and void, and bullshit.
Still, they had no reason to take it to trial because ultimately the Civil War was enough of a deterrent. It had nothing it had nothing to do with right or wrong.
I'm still here. I'm still fighting it. Not for me.
Well, when 2/3 of the states need to ratify a constitutional amendment and 2/3 of the states left, then it basically means
right. Like I mean,
you need to have them sign to rejoin.
Yeah, to rejoin. Which, first off, you never.
Why did they rejoin? Because of
they didn't rejoin. Might. No, see, that's my point. It's like, okay, you're not allowed to leave, cunt. You didn't leave, bitch. Right? You're not allowed to divorce me. Fuck you. You can't go. By the way,
exactly.
To stay married to me, you have to sign up to this rule and this rule.
Well, here's the thing. Right? Here's the thing. If that's the truth, no, shut up for a second. Don't make me mute you. If you aren't allowed to leave by law, if that's their argument, then you never left in the first place. We just had a fight. So we're still married. So if we end up deciding that these new amendments are the thing, you're already agreed to them because we were never separated to begin with.
Well, but to stay together, I have to sign up for this.
No, you're already together. You have already signed.
No, dude, that's like me and my wife got married a year ago, but now I want to fucking bring up a prenup. That's not how this shit works, dude. Like,
it's not the same. You as a marriage thing. It's just not. And this has because it's significantly more complicated, but. Ultimately, if you want to reduce it down to that, it still has to do with the fact that since there was no separation, by your own definition, if that's their argument, then you have already signed up for what the new union has just because of we had a fight and you lost. So these are now the rules you're now following because you lost the military fight.
Well,
is that correct?
That's probably the smartest thing you've ever said.
That is irrelevant whether or not it's correct or not. It's the way it is, and that's the way it's always been.
No, that's the way it was at that point and on.
Every single
that's
civil
not the way
war,
it was always.
Name one civil war that ended where the military might went, oh, okay, we're just, we this is wrong.
Wait, first off, I don't like the definition of civil war. This was not a civil war. The Confederacy never tried to take over the Union. That is not how this played out, sir. It was not a civil war.
Now you're arguing semantics.
Well,
ultimately, it was
words have meaning.
Hang on, Mad.
Words have meaning, and they matter.
Hang on. The thing is this is what I was arguing earlier, is that in order for the Civil War to have taken a reverse direction, the South would have had to have taken over the North, or at the very least made them concede defeat.
But that was never the point. The point was
a civil war because ultimately the North went down to reclaim the South.
Sorry, what'd you say, Mud?
Oh, I was saying that ultimately it was a civil war because the North went down to the South to reclaim the South when they said "fuck you."
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, they were trying to reclaim. Yeah, they were trying to reclaim territory.
Common Sense Guy, what's this stream actually about? Really, we're just bullshitting, and it's a little bit about the Confederacy and the Civil War, but really we're just
Red Eye is wrong because Mad Dodge is just wrong because he's always wrong.
I'm never wrong. I am no. I'm never wrong.
You want me to Google burn wars in Oregon?
No, shut the fuck up.
I love this stream. This is the best stream.
Like, I'll ride around fucking McClellan. I'll kick your ass, dude. Like,
God, dude, just tell me you look like Silent Bob and fucking like a discount dollar store Silent Bob or Jay or whatever, and then you're good.
No, I love the black and white that he has going on with his camera. I like that. Like that's badass.
It's a real Civil War kind of webcam, you know.
That's right. Yeah, all I need now is a nice uniform and a fucking musket, and I'll be ready to go.
There you go. But I need to be more up to date on the laws in California.
God damn it. No, I mean, so secession, is it illegal in your opinion? I mean, really?
In my opinion, yes.
Why?
It should be, and I think it should if we're going to agree that a union is something that we're doing, at least in a union law.
Is a union voluntary?
Whoa! Listen, you're getting into some territory here where it's highly debatable on the circumstances.
If a union is voluntary, that's debatable.
I mean, no, we're well beyond the point where we could say, look.
Oh, we lost. Let's to get back to your point about whether or not it was illegal or not illegal. I think it is, and that has to do with the fact that we have a concept known as treason. And I'll let him continue on with his point now that he's back.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, long and short of it here is that we're well beyond the point where you could have the territory of Texas, the territory of California. Like the fact of the issue is that America is reliant upon the fact that we're all interdependent, and I don't think secession is a viable option. So therefore, it should be illegal or against the law. And unless you're going to have 48 out of 50 states, on your side, then I mean, it is what it is. And honestly, if we wanted to refederate the government, where we say the current government is tyrannical and we want to reform it, I think that's perfectly legit.
Absolutely.
How? Wait a minute. No, wait. Fuck you guys. How exactly is that legit? But secession is abhorrent. Give me
because in one situation you have states who are going after the idea, because ultimately the federal government is an entity built upon an idea of who's in charge. And that will require multiple states going after to change an institution. What you're talking about secession is land, separation of land and borders.
Exactly. The only purpose of the federal government is to ensure the sovereignty of America at the end of the day. Bottom line here. Hold on.
The federal government is to fucking suppress the states and their actual rights. Look at the history. Suppress the right to fucking
that's the consequences of what is.
The federal states have suppressed the right to all sorts of things. How about bigamy? How about fucking the fact that Nevada has brothels? The federal government would love to suppress that.
Bigamy and prostitution are social issues that don't necessarily concern the federal government, whose only purpose is to
but was slavery of America. Was slavery not a social issue, sir?
At the time, it was At the time, it was shut up. Are you going to let somebody fucking answer? At the time, slavery was a combination of social and economic issue.
Boom.
That is fair, but it was a social issue. And so the federal government gets the right to arbitrate a social issue
because of the fact that it was also an economic issue, and more people were concerned about the economic impact than they were about the social impact, because there was enough people that there was enough people who cared that they wanted to change the way slavery was because of a moral principle.
They didn't a lot of people
were worried about their fucking money.
How many people cheered when John Brown was hanged? If I was alive back then, I would have cheered. I would have hung him myself. No,
hold hold on. I want to say hi to Captain Colepile. He's here for the me versus Vox religious debate.
Hello, Captain Colepile.
Hi, guys. I'm actually on my way to work, and I wanted to talk to Manic for a second about treason and the right to I guess the right to revolt. While technically it is treasonous according to our laws now, that's what this country was founded on, though, Manic. It actually says in our declaration
Oh, damn it, Captain Colepile. I hope you come back.
Yeah, I was actually waiting to hear
the effect. The go be damned. So law be damned, to the victor go the spoils. If the South would have won, then they would have got to write the history book.
Exactly. And that would be my point. And that goes back to the military might argument that I was making before, which is whoever wins the war is the right one. And that's just
might does not equal right.
Because here's the thing: if you're able to defend yourself, you can defend yourself against treason.
I can defend myself against treason because our forefounders stood.
If the federal government decides to say that you're being
either we hang together or we hang separately, sir. Either we hang together or we hang separately.
Hold on, Mad. Can you personally defend yourself against the entire United States military force?
I don't know. Give me a couple ARs. Let's see.
No,
give you a couple ARs.
Fucking
guarantee you cannot. The simple fact of the issue is that might unfortunately does make right. Hold on. Might does make right, and unfortunately,
no, it doesn't. No, just because you're stronger than me, doesn't.
Quit interrupting people.
No, it's my show.
I don't know. It's fucking bullshit because ultimately you have not made a single argument that doesn't that doesn't change the reality that might does make right in a historical sense. So the fact of the matter is that while Colepile is absolutely right, that it is, you know, had they won, they would have had control of the history books. But ultimately what they would have been able to do was call what the North did was treason. Because
it was a war of northern aggression.
Hold on. I think I can settle this argument very succinctly, okay? Has anybody here given up their citizenship of America? No?
Hey, Mad Dodge.
No?
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on, Captain. Okay. If you've given up your citizenship of America and you decide you want to declare war on America, do you think America's not going to respond to you with military force? And do you think that overwhelming military force would not negate your,
well, first off, your entire argument is kind of invalid because right now I could denounce my American allegiance and nobody is going to do a goddamn thing.
Because nobody would care. You're not even remotely a threat.
Zero. Nothing. Nothing's going to happen to me. But what we're talking about is states' rights. We're talking about a state rising up and throwing off the yoke of the federal government and saying, no, sir, you cannot fucking control me. You cannot, march your troops through my borders, as Virginia said, why Robert E. Lee left.
Well, Mad Dog, you can say that all you want, but it doesn't. It's not going to stop the troops from rolling across your border. If you told your wife to do the dishes and she refused, and you beat your wife into doing the dishes, it wasn't right, but the dishes are still done. You know what I'm trying to say?
And if you also if you're also the only person who's talking to your neighbors, your wife never got beat in the first place.
Well, damn it, Cap! I thought you were on my side. First off, second.
Oh, I am on your side as far as right to revolution, but.
Now, hang on.
Might always makes right.
Anyone with the will has the right to revolution, but whether or not, if you lose, it's illegal. If you win, it was legal.
Exactly.
Is that what it is? So is that so? What about Jefferson Davis? Why was he not tried for treason then?
Because, like I said, the Civil War was enough of a deterrent.
No, it wasn't.
You were dealing with
because they refused to try them. No, if they were right, sir, they would have tried them amongst a court of their peers, and he would have.
The idea was to reunify, to bring the Union back together. So what you end up doing is you make a compromise.
You make a martyr out of.
That's not why they pardoned Jefferson Davis.
Exactly.
That's not why they pardoned Jefferson Davis. Give me a break.
And look what,
I don't know where.
Look what you did. Look what you did. You fucking scared the other two away because you wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Look what
come
you
on
did.
now. No, that's not true.
What? Are you kicking me now?
Yep, you're back.
I didn't kick anybody. No.
Fucked up, man.
Actually, though, he's
Yeah, no,
up.
that's what happened. That's what happened. He got so pissed off. He was like, "Fuck this guy and fuck the other guy," because
you know what?
Kick the guy with the Stonewall Jackson uniform on.
I want to
You know what? I'm fucking seceding from this live stream. Okay.
God damn it!
And guess what? How are you gonna stop him, huh? Where's your military might?
It's okay. I'm back, guys. But,
Welcome back. You have to say,
dude,
if you want to be here, we got 2 amendments we need you to sign.
Oh no! Wait.
God damn it! No, where'd Cap go though? Like, damn it!
He said he was driving. He might have just popped out because he was driving.
Yeah, he might have ran into a dead zone for his cell service or whatever.
Or ran into another car and decided he might have. I hope that's not true.
Hold on. Wait a second. Let's change the direction of this conversation, okay? Have you guys heard of Kilroy?
I have heard of Kilroy.
You have heard of the free speech event held in Phoenix, Arizona, which is the town I reside in, right?
I have heard of that, and I've
also
really seen lots of people getting all uptight about it.
What?
Is there a really cool ball pit? I wanted to jump in the ball pit.
There is no ball pit. I can confirm this because I actually went there, and there's none. Like, there's no security either. I actually managed to walk around the entire event without without actually encountering any security at all. I just told them I was part of the hotel staff. I wore a fucking gray shirt.
Wow!
God damn it!
Hey, we should put this out as like hey, go to Kilroy for free, no problem.
No.
Yeah,
Base Mama lives here, and she's an ex-Muslim from what I hear, so she might blow up my house.
You'll be fine.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's Base Mama. She's got like fucking triple D tits or some shit.
Yeah, they got weapons of mass destruction. You better watch out.
Yeah, she's got weapons of WD mass destruction.
So why do you bring up Kilroy specifically? What is it that you want to talk about in relation to Kilroy?
I got bored of arguing back and forth on Civil War issues, and my kid's now screaming, "Hang on."
Okay, well, yeah, that would be Mad Dodge, who cannot concede a fucking argument and will just argue back and forth and round and bout into circles and basically repeat himself over and over again, and so he feels like he's right.
I am right, and yeah, I will argue until the end of the fucking era.
And that's why you have, and that's why you have a show.
That's right. That's why I'm a YouTuber.
Hey, I want to plug something. American Gadfly is hosting a live stream on Tuesday, and I'm going to be talking with him about the NX IVM cult, which is based out of my old hometown, which is Albany, New York. So I just want to throw that out there.
What is that?
I give you a round of applause.
No, you want to elaborate? What is that cult? I've never heard of it.
Oh! You haven't heard?
No.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
He wouldn't have said he hadn't heard if he hadn't heard it.
Is Bird the word?
I don't know this, man. Like, it's 2018, bro. It's 2015 plus 3, so I couldn't guess. I don't want to assume.
Well, hurry the fuck up and get on with your cult talk.
Anyways, the long and short of it is that the NX IVM cult is hosted. Basically, it was founded by a guy named Keith Renier, and it was a executive development program for actors, actresses, high power executives. Like a guy from Enron went there. If you know anybody I think the actress from Smallville, Allison Mack, Nikki Klein, who's actually a friend of mine, I used to hang out with her in New York, is a part of this cult, and Kristen Cruto, I forget what, but it's like Kristen something or whatever. But I met them all, individually at some point or another when I was living in New York. But it's come out that this dude Keith, who's running hold on a sec.
God damn it! I want to know what the cult is.
Hold on. I got Papa Beds from like playing PUBG on my mobile phone. Anyways, it's come out that yeah, I know I'm lame. Anyways, it's come out that Keith is actually the leader of a cult, and these actresses and actors were recruiting people for a sex cult.
Oh, I remember about. Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The dude made them get his initials branded like with a hot iron into their fucking pubic region and shit, and made them like turn over some compromising photos or whatever. But like the thing is, like I used to hang out with Nikki Klein on a near weekly basis, and she played a character on Battlestar Galactica, right? So she used to, she's a fairly well-known actress. But I used to hang out with her all the time, and I've met these people, and I'm going to be talking with AD about it.
Do you have your initial? Do you have his initials branded on your crotch?
No. I have my own initials branded on my crotch because I want people to know the brand name.
It's perfect. Hey, dude knows marketing. That's good.
Well,
so anyway, that sounds interesting. You have caught my interest for this little conversation because that was something I had saw, and people were like, "Oh my god, this is terrible," and I went, "Who the fuck is this?" And what? So yeah, it'll be kind of nice to get a little bit of insight to what that was all about because it just started popping up in the news.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Actually, Allison Mack was arrested. Well, for me it's yesterday. For most people it's yesterday. But 4/20/18, she was arrested on like child trafficking charges. She has to go to New York. But this whole thing, like I couldn't even believe it when I heard the news because I've met these people and it just seemed like totally ridiculous. But I guess that's how you start and lead a cult is you're just totally like a believable person.
And that shit like that stays secret. If I were to ever run a cult, which I don't even think that I do, don't start investigating me. I don't want you to stumble upon my cult I don't have. That you'd want to stay as secret as possible, especially if you're making people like brand or for. Well, here's where it raises the question: if somebody's really convincing, and they convince you to do something willingly, is it still a problem? Like, is it still like forcing somebody? Like, let's say you're like a really good at brainwashing people.
No, I would say if you're willingly partaking in such activity, then it's on you because you are a willful adult.
So was that forced? So were these were forced? These were people, or were they just recruited and then like manipulated?
Hey, what'd you say?
I said, were these people forced into the cult, or were they recruited and then manipulated?
That's the thing is this company. It's called NXIVM. All right, so it's pronounced Nexium, but this association, group, corporation, whatever you want to call it, has built itself as like an executive development thing. So it's not like people join it, under coercion. They join it willfully. The thing is that the things that happen while you're under its, let's say, guiding hand are coerced in nature. So basically,
outside. Here's my question: outside of just basic, I just have a question. Just quick question. Outside of basic persuasion, are they being manipulated through like drug, involuntary, like they're being drugged, or is there any forcing going on?
No.
So it's 100% persuasion.
No, not at all. See what it's 100%, charisma and persuasion because like I said, I actually talked to the dude Keith who ran it, and he, he didn't try. This group was about, and it was about like becoming a better, I guess what's the word like we use it today, influencer, like because I told him that like I dabbled in YouTube videos like back in the day or whatever, and it was like some dumb bullshit, but he goes, oh yeah, you should totally like take my executive development class, and you know, like we can help you reach like a broader audience, and you know, this and the next thing. But
it ultimately boils down. It ultimately boils down to they're just scam artists. So I don't the legality of that, I don't know how that works, where the First Amendment lies in the person's, you know, faculties. I mean, if as long as they're all legal adults, it's such a gray area for me that if I would hate to be like on that jury, because I'd be like, dude, these people, I mean, yeah, it's cruel and unusual what these people did, but they didn't force any of them.
The thing of it is because the charge that he's facing is sexual trafficking, right? Like sex trafficking. So basically, because they're using the sexual aspect of this cult where, you know, like these women are kind of branded with his initials and like, you know, coerced, sort of, kind of. Well, I mean, it's like voluntarily coercion, you know. They give him
it's one of those, if I ever want to start my own cult and have like my followers.
They're, you know, like whatever the fuck, you know, whores, or they're into anal or something. They're like, they're crannies.
Well, I'm just saying, if I ever wanted to start my own cult where I wanted my followers to be, you know, I'd be like, all right, if you want to reach level 5 enlightenment, you must brand idiot on your forehead, and you know, no forcing, no, you know, just if that's what if you want to reach God's law of awesomeness, that's what you have to do, and then they do that. I you know, I would be an awful human being.
That falls under First Amendment. But because they're dragging in the sexual aspect of it, and in New York State is anyways, they're dragging this into the aspect of the issue is that, you know, it's technically coercion. It'd be like if I joined a self-help group and they said, hey, like, if you want to quit smoking cigarettes, you know, or whatever the case, I don't smoke, but if they said, if you want to quit doing X, Y, or Z,
and put my dick in your mouth, that'll help you quit smoking.
Photo of you, and if you don't hit your mark by, you know, X, Y, and Z date, then we'll release it to your family. Well, that's not.
See, that falls under like blackmail.
That's not really coercion. But it's voluntary. That's the thing, is in order to join, you have to give that over. And if you believe that you're giving it over for the right reason, then why is it coercion? It's not.
No.
It is coercion.
No. What I'm saying is they're fine.
It's just a really extreme self-help.
But what I'm saying is the actual, if the voluntary taking pictures, that's one thing. But the second they start to hold it above your head, like as like, you know, public disclosure, I think that falls under like blackmail laws.
Yeah, it does. And I would argue also that it's the same type of thing that the fucking Scientologist people are doing, where they're actually.
Don't knock my religion. I'm a Scientologist. Hail Lord Xenu.
God damn it, Manic.
All hail the blue whale, guys. All hail the blue whale.
I am a whole bunch of souls that have been sucked and retransported back here from soul catchers, and now I have been enlightened.
Well, I don't believe you.
My theme level is off the
charts. Like mine's over 9,000.
You need to jump on a couch like Tom Cruise.
No. See, I'm a mellow Scientologist. People don't know this.
But no, it's the same type of thing that Scientology did, though. I mean, that's my point, is like they will isolate people.
No, we won't. Shut up. We don't do that. That is a lie. Now shut up, or I'll come over there and beat you with a stick until you stop talking. And guess what?
All right. Because hang on. Jokes aside, Scientology.
I'm not joking. I'm actually a Scientologist now.
Jesus Christ, man. Let me get it out. All right. So Scientologists actually threaten violence, and they actually do coerce people into it. What I'm saying here is that if I give a photo to, say, Mad, and say, hey, listen, if I haven't quit smoking by X, Y, or Z date, then I want you to send this to my entire family, friends, the media, everybody, so that way they can know that I secretly like a fucking double-ended dildo in my asshole or whatever. You know, like, that's not.
I don't want that picture, by the way.
Not.
We don't do that. Hail Lord Xenu.
Yeah, I don't want to see that shit.
What I'm saying here is that it's not really coercion, because I'm just telling you what I want you to do, and there's contracts to prove that I wanted that.
You don't really want that.
It doesn't make any sense that
you have something held over your head, though. You don't really want that.
No.
You have somebody. It's like a priest telling you to say
wrong. Shut up. That's wrong. If you sign up for it up front, knowing it up front that this is why you're doing it, that is perfectly fine.
That might be.
Can I ask a quick question to everyone?
Go ahead.
Can I ask a quick question to everyone? Does everybody believe in the ideas of indoctrination?
No, you can go fuck yourself. Okay, I don't know where you're going with this, but you can go fuck off.
Stockholm syndrome?
No, just indoctrination. Just indoctrination, or being able to be recruited under false premises, i.e., terrorism.
I think it's
possible. I don't believe that's a good fucking plan. I mean, yeah, it's possible.
Hold on. Let's say yes, we believe in it. Where are you going with it?
The reason why I say that is because if you believe in the process of indoctrination, then you can believe in the ideas that cults can actually indoctrinate the people that they actually take into themselves.
Yes, I agree with that as well. But again, it boils down to if somebody is charismatic enough, where does the line of free speech stop? Because ultimately, all their crime is being super charismatic to people who are really gullible.
So
I completely agree with you. But
yes, I think indoctrination can happen. Yes, I do think that can happen.
No, that's fine. The reason why I say this is because if you use a specific case, i.e. we use Charles Manson, for instance, if you look at his cult, he was able to convince people by his charismatic points of view to go out and commit murders for himself. Now, we know that...
You're not being manipulated.
Sorry? Technically they were, because they were actually having drugs and things like that as well, and they were being coerced into doing different things. So there is an argumentation there for manipulation and indoctrination by that point. But my actual point was that, do we blame the person that told them to go and kill them, or do we blame the people that actually went and go and killed them?
Okay, hold on. Let me answer this for you by asking you.
This is where I'll be the bad guy. I blame the people that pulled the trigger. If I tell you, common sense guy, hey, you know what? This butter knife ban is fucking bullshit. I want you to take a butcher knife and go fucking stab some fucking muzzies. That doesn't mean you have to do it, does it? Now, if you do it, am I the bad guy? No, you are. You're the cunt that did it.
See, here's the
thing. So, do you not believe in the ideas of Hitman?
Hold on, CSG. Hold on. We actually blame people for inciting violence in this country with, the freedom of speech does not extend to inciting violence. So if you tell somebody...
we is a broad term.
Hold on.
We is a broad term. I don't necessarily agree with that. But
I know you don't agree with it because you're the mad libertarian. You think that the free market exists inside a vacuum and nothing else, matters. But here's the thing. If you tell somebody you should fucking go out and kill Muslims because you think something is bullshit, then
I said muzzy. I use a slur. At least get it right.
Yeah, come on, get it right. At least say the slur he said. Here's
you should go out. You should go out and burn those tapes that try and teach kids a foreign language. I get it.
On a moral principle, I actually agree with Mad Dodge here. However, I do recognize why it's there, and it's one of those things that because the law is written, that's why they are guilty. If we end up changing the law, I can understand that. But in answer to what's a common sense guy? Is that who that is?
Apparently that's who I am.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I knew who I was talking about. I wasn't sure if I was talking to a communist, because all that shows up on mine is the com.
Oh my god!
Oh fuck! I need to change my name. Shit.
So he might be a communist. I don't know who I'm talking to. No. So in answer to that question, yeah, by definition of law, yeah, it's he's just as much at fault because of the way our laws are written. Personally, it helps in your argument, especially when it came to the Hitman thing, that you can now charge motive, like the guy who
conspiracy to murder.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But I don't think they should be hit with the actual murder charge.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. That's fair.
Hold on.
Fair enough. They didn't commit the action, so they shouldn't be.
Go on. Finish it out, Common.
Yeah, I was going to say, they didn't commit the action, so they shouldn't be charged with the action, but they should be charged, as you already said, with the conspiracy to commit the murder. Two different charges, but both in the same idea.
Yeah, but common sense guy, if I go on my show and I say, hey, you know what? I am sick of this fucking knife ban in the UK, all right? I not only want a million pug march to fucking free Dankula, but I want you motherfuckers to grab fucking butcher knives and just march around with them. Am I inciting violence?
If you preach violence to the two people who watch you,
I didn't tell anybody to stab anybody. No, did I tell anybody to stab anybody?
No,
actually,
but
Mad Dodge, actually, you did by the simple fact of saying, "I want you to go and stab fuckers."
No, I didn't say that.
You're actually
no. He didn't say that. He said that he wanted people to go out and march with knives. And here's the thing: ultimately, if you were to break that sentence down, what you have said now is, "I want you to arm yourselves in the street."
Yeah, you're inciting people to violence in general.
Well, no, I'm not telling you to stab people, though. I never said that.
Doesn't matter. It's still a call to arms, and that is a very specific phrase.
Hold on. Here's my point, okay? Let me pretend for a second that I'm a salesman and you guys are buyers, okay? If I sell you something that's a bottle of liquid and it's labeled poison, and I tell you this is poison, don't drink this, and then you pop the cap on it and swig it, am I at fault or are you?
You're at fault. And the person's at fault that drank it because you already told them not to do that. But if you're actually saying, well, here's a glass of poison, I'm not going to give you anything on it, it's up to you what you do with it. Technically, you know what you sold. So technically, you're at fault for what you sold.
See, the thing of the issue is I use that argument when I'm trying to apply white superiority logic to, the actual world. But generally speaking, the simple answer is that we're both liable for the end result, which is I sold you something knowingly knowing it was poison, and you bought it knowingly and ignored the warning. But we're both still liable.
So taking that concept and putting it back into the idea of cultism then both people, the leader is at fault, but not to the extent of the person that's actually perpetrating the actual fact of criminality.
Basically, yes.
I would argue that Charles Manson should have been released 25 years ago. That would be my argument.
Then you're
he did not commit murder. He had conspiracy to commit murder, which would be about 8 to 10 years. He served way past that.
Charles Manson is verifiably insane, and he was trying to start a race.
Then put him in a nut house, but he's not in a nut house, sir. Well, he's dead now, but he was not.
He's 6 feet in the ground now. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, but that only happened 6 months ago.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still a bad argument. He's dead now.
Can I just make a quick question? When the police come to Charles Manson's rants, did he or did he not actually put up a fight against them? And wasn't that the reason why he was actually had an increased sentence?
I don't believe that he did. I think it's
he also got tied in with the Aryans.
Yeah. He was trying to commit race wars, and that's his own point.
He carved into his forehead. That might have fucking helped that. I mean,
but before that, he was actually put down as saying that I'm going to incite a race war. That's the reason why I wanted to kill these prominent black people or colored people.
Okay, so it was Helter Skelter. He didn't want to. Okay, he wanted to start the race war, but then he wanted to hide and wait while it fucking played out, and then come out and be the leader. I mean, get it right.
He got his wish. It seems, because it seems a lot more people are pushing for a race war.
Yeah, no. I totally agree with it now. Like, I totally want a Helter Skelter going on, but for real though, I want to come out on top.
God damn it, Joe Ball. I can't back that up.
No.
Hail Lord Xenu.
But seriously though, he actually didn't kill any. He didn't kill any black people, from what I remember. At least his cult members didn't. But
he didn't kill anybody.
With his criminal record and how fucking high profile that was, he got way more than he would have deserved had it been just some nobody. But that's how the court system works sometimes. Sometimes they can use it to make an example out of somebody else. And if you notice, not too many more Charles Mansons floating around the world.
You know what's the real injustice here is that record label executives didn't want to buy his music. I think that's the real injustice.
Yeah, and nobody wanted to buy Hitler's paintings, so let's just deal with it.
Whoa, Hitler was a great painting, dude.
No, he wasn't. He was shit.
Real life.
Hitler, absolutely shit.
I would wipe my ass with Hitler paintings.
No, I will play some Charles Manson
all day long.
I will play some Charles Manson country songs while I fucking stare at Adolf Hitler's painting.
All right, I'm
I don't
leaving.
give a
That's,
fuck.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be your
going.
Saturday or your Sunday night after fucking event.
That's
fuck
fine,
that.
dude. You want to leave? Get out of here, Jew.
God damn it!
No,
Fuck you! Fuck you right up
Yeah,
your ass.
don't kick Silent Bob out of here. What are you doing?
Don't threaten me with a good time, okay?
I have no friends. Where am I gonna go?
To
Go down
go back to the point.
synagogue.
Ooh. He's got nothing. He's got nothing.
I didn't hear it, so yeah, I got nothing.
I said go down.
Instead, go back to your synagogue.
Fuck.
God damn it! Really? Synagogue? Really? God damn it!
I drive a fucking Panzer. Don't fuck with me.
A Panzer of peace. Oh my god.
I'm a Jew in a Panzer of peace.
Well, so you're Netanyahu.
Oh dear. Fucking hell.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I have better hair than he does.
Good, you actually have hair. He doesn't.
Fucking asking the hard questions here on the Red Eye, okay? Like,
I mean, we started out with Civil War and we proved that Mad Dodge is just nuts as fuck and is wrong about everything, and then
That's
we
right.
finally moved into to even like, you know, how bad or how good Charles Manson was. He wasn't nearly as. Why'd you kick
You
them?
got me defending Charlie fucking Manson.
You
Holy
kicked them again. What is wrong with you?
I didn't kick them, damn it. But no, yeah, you guys
Fucking-
have me defending Charles Manson. That's pretty bad.
That's good though. You know, somebody has to. I mean, Charles Manson needed a fucking defense attorney.
yeah, Charles Manson definitely needed more than a public pretender.
I mean,
Yeah,
shit, I could have defended Charles Manson better, and I don't even like the guy.
Oh yeah,
I like
would've defended him.
I like Chuck Manson not only because we share a first name, but also because I think he had the right idea. Just too
Such
too
a
far
fuck shut.
behind. Yeah,
No,
too ahead
no,
of
I'm
his
not gonna
time.
let you finish.
Too ahead
I
of
don't
his
even
time.
care if this is satire. I'm not gonna let you finish.
Fucking typical Jew won't even let a fucking white man finish.
I'm
you know?
controlling this
Whatever.
media. God damn it! I am controlling this media.
By the way, Joan Wall, your camera's on. I don't know if you noticed. Just want to let you know.
I'm gonna send my
That's okay.
Jew
I'm gonna-
robot.
I'm in a super dimly lit room. Like I really don't care if my camera's on. Like, here, can you see my face?
Yes, I have my ways. I have the Jew technology.
The
Yeah, that's
Jewology.
right. The
Jewology.
Jewology. God damn it.
We have a Nazi radar, and the closer we get to people who like have anti-Semitic views, your house starts to glow. We make people.
Oh, that's why my house glows. Shit.
Yeah,
dude. My house is like
you
a
don't
fucking
hate Jews,
10,000 lumen
you hate dead
flashlight.
lambs out in front of your door, and we know that you're okay. You're one of the tribe.
Did you see my dead lambs? Because like I thought it was very tasteful when I was decorating it.
It was beautiful. I liked it, but you're still saying a bunch
Thank
of bad
you.
shit, and I'm gonna send the Scottish police after you.
Oh yeah, you're gonna send the Scottish police? Fucking send them because I know they're not armed, and I definitely am.
Oh shit! Damn it! Damn it! I didn't think this through.
Yeah, that's right. You send that fucking Bobby over here. I'll fucking send him back as a fucking Mary.
Oh Jesus!
Well, they're going to confuse you throwing haggis at you. So, I mean, be prepared for that.
This
I
whole
love
stream is a
haggis.
hate
Bitches
crime.
don't know
This whole
about my
stream is a
haggis,
hate
dude.
crime, man.
Bitches don't know about my haggis. You know why? Because I don't tell them about it.
Welcome back, common sense guy.
Yeah, somehow I managed to just completely not leave for no apparent reason.
Well, no. There was a reason Mad Dodge kicked you. That he didn't like the fact that you had opinions that he disagreed with. He likes
I
living
hate
in an
Brit-
echo chamber.
I hate
You know
British
why?
people. That's really just the way it is.
It's 'cause-
Sorry. Okay.
That's fine. Well, that's absolutely fine. It's a shame that Mad Dodge is always fucking wrong anyway. So it's always fun watching his streams.
Hey, I thought we were friends, Common Sense Guy. What the fuck?
Well, friends
like-
always tell the truth.
His internet friend. Haven't you guys?
Friends tell
wait
the
a second,
truth.
Hold on. Haven't you guys heard of what happened with Baked Alaska?
I know his
Yeah.
friends turned on him. Yeah.
Who cares?
I care a lot, dude, because that's my morning entertainment. Okay, I listen to the
that's
morning.
Your nigga, right? That's your nigga. That's your boy.
It's all turned to drama to me. I can't even tell the difference anymore. People are like, "Oh, this happened," and I'm just like, "Oh, that sounds like the thing that last happened that I didn't care about." Fuck is going on?
It's internet. It's internet Jerry Springer, dude. It doesn't need to fucking have a purpose.
That's why I'm not interested. I wasn't interested in the regular Jerry Springer where they actually threw shit at each other and you had titties flying out.
Listen, I throw shit when I'm listening to the Kumite. Usually it's just my tools because I'm at work and my apprentice is pissing me off, but that's not the point.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just. Here's the thing. I get that it's an entertainment venue. I just don't understand why it makes like such big waves. I guess ultimately it is just a online soap opera. It strikes me as no different as like, you know, reality TV. It's like, hey, this is the real world except way lower budget and strictly on the internet with no chance of actual violence.
Yeah. As the Tonka turns.
I mean, I can give you my quick opinion. I can give you my quick opinion on why I think the Kumite and things like that actually fucking goes well.
Jacqueline, hold on. Mad Dog, hold on.
The reason why
I wanted to jump into the stream the other day when you were talking about this to say this, and I actually made a whole video about this.
Oh shit! Like you made a response to me. Should I be afraid?
Go ahead, Common Sense Guy. I'm muted.
The reason why I wanted to quickly actually just say, the reason why I think Kumite actually makes such a good point is the fact that it's just internet drama. People actually want to feel better about themselves by watching people they think are better absolutely falling apart and crying on stream. That's literally it. It's the same reason why people watch Jerry Springer. It's the same reason why I watch Jerry Springer.
It's why TMZ even has a fucking thing, and why fucking Britney Spears filled up headlines forever.
You. Don't mute me. Don't mute me. Silent dollar store Silent Bob.
Oh, dollar store Silent Bob. Damn.
Hold on.
It was totally worth it.
I just figured out how to unmute myself. I'm like, there's no way this motherfucker muted me. Like fucking, I'm like, what do I gotta?
At least you learned something.
No, come on, boy. Talk your shit.
Listen.
What was your beef with my stance that having actual principled debate is better than having
Go ahead.
Bravado. Yeah, bravado is what I was saying.
All right, listen. Stop muting people for a second. And Matt, I'll get to your point. The thing is that people who do like principled debates, it's like fake and gay. It's just pageantry. That's my point. Blood sports is more close to how people would argue with each other in real life, which is why people like it. Like, I can have a proxy argument with somebody, you know, and, like, I've bored my coworkers to death with my arguments and shit like that, but, you know, people don't talk like they do in debates. That's why people don't like hearing debates. It's like pseudo-intellectual bullshit. And
I completely disagree. No, I think disagree with you on that. The reason why I completely disagree with you on that. The reason why I disagree with you on that is because we have different disagreements now. We're talking exactly the same as what we would do if we were talking to our mates down a pub. We give them an element of respect. We still call them cunts and things like that. But the thing is, having a principled debate doesn't mean that everything has to be timed. Doesn't mean that everything has to have an intro or an outro. It just means that you talk with respect with somebody. It doesn't mean that you have to have the times.
Yeah, and that includes the ability to actually sit and listen to what somebody says and not interrupt them all the time. Mad dodge, hint, hint, wink, wink.
Nudge, whatever, faggot. Whatever you do, faggot.
Perfect. It's absolutely. It's fine.
Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, I don't necessarily interrupt everybody all the time. Actually, I'm muted quite a bit. If you watch my show, you'll know that. But no, I believe a principled argument is much better than this superficial bravado that they give on the Kumite. I really do. I will stand by my statements.
All right, Mad. Okay, listen, I will fight you IRL. All right, if you want, I will fly you out to Arizona. And,
all right, all right, Tonka Sword, go back in your box.
No, I could use a flight to Arizona to kick some ass. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you're going to, like whatever.
Hey, I'm 6 feet, 220. I can fight. Let's do it.
I got 20 on Joan Wall.
Yeah, I've got about 30.
You would, you cunt.
Nice.
God damn it.
All of you
betting against me. I got 500 on myself.
I like that.
Well, here's the thing. I also, if I'm ever going to get into a bet, I make sure that I go ahead and set it up to where I automatically win. So I'll be I'll be in a bush or something to trip you up.
Yeah, you're gonna trip me or something, you cunt.
No, I'll beat you with a stick and then throw your body at him and go, there, you won, you fucker. You didn't even see me coming. That's what you get for not looking behind you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, Magic Baller. Oh, God.
Oh, he was here. He's here for the fucking me versus Vox religious debate.
No, I'm here just to derail it as usual. How you all doing?
I thought that was.
I've done this for you.
I don't know, Magic.
I've already done it for you.
I'm so
I know
mad at you.
Common sense.
You were talking shit
doing
about my wife the other day on Ogre's stream. I heard you. Type it in the chat, talking shit about my wife.
That's got to be done.
Will you stop fucking muting me? God damn it!
Will you stop talking for a minute and let other people fucking talk?
Calling out a totally cunt. No.
I don't really care, to be honest. In fact, I'm making a declaration now. From now on, Mad Dogs Production doesn't exist. It's Mundane Mad.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, fuck.
Kiss my rebel ass.
Fucking Mad Larvo Productions over here.
God, everybody's memeing him right now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All I had was cuck.
No, and I never thought we were friends, bollocks. Fuck you, buddy.
Fucking ow, dude.
Well, he's got a significantly better voice than you do. So if I had to pick one, I would definitely pick Magic Bollocks.
Well, then why are you on my show? Fuck you, buddy.
Because I need somebody to make myself feel better, and you're definitely the low end of the fucking rung.
So it's you do like Jerry Springer.
When you watch a car crash.
If I'm on Jerry Springer, yeah.
When I'm on Jerry Springer,
it's amazing.
You
I'm surrounded by
stay
a
to
bunch
the
of
end.
fucking cunts. That's what's going on here. Fuck all of you. Where is Jensen? Jensen, come save me from these cunts. Like,
do you honestly think Jensen would actually save you? He's on our side.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's like a tax at the final weight.
Jensen's my homie. Fuck you guys.
Jensen online? He actually likes me. Let's bring him in and fucking see how much he agrees with me on.
He runs like all of our fucking Discords. He knows everything about all
Wait
of
a
us.
second. Hold on. Let's pull a Kumite and let me invite all my friends who agree with me online. Like,
No,
right, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
You're all allowed to have friends.
This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, except when you're Lifeline, you just call all your friends to come and beat the shit out of fucking Regis when he's.
Wait a minute, am I Regis?
It's
I'm
like
so confused.
Yeah, you're just retarded enough to be Regis.
Just about.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, except your lifeline is when you call Regis a fucking retard autist and then you fucking punch him in the balls.
And win by default.
No, I want to go ahead and take the time here to call MC a cunt. Because even in the description, it's
time to interrupt Mad Dodge because I have no respect for him at all.
Look, I'll say it. I'll say it.
We were
MC's
cool,
a fucking cunt. MC's
we're cool, but I have no
cunt.
respect for you. You're a terrible human being, and you need to,
That's cool. I'm good with that.
Can't argue with that. This is like I've started a cult.
This
Come
isn't
in,
doxing.
going. Everybody despises the fucking human garbage.
It's not doxing because MC said where he's from, but I just want to let you know that Tucson is like the fucking Portland, Oregon of fucking Arizona. Like,
hey,
if you ever watched Portlandia, if you've ever watched Portlandia, it's the exact same fucking thing.
First
except
off,
in Tucson, Arizona.
No, don't you dare compare any part of Oregon with Arizona, all right? There's a bunch of sand niggers in Arizona, and they can kiss my fucking rebel ass.
And mute building.
Yeah, I think saving him by muting him is probably the best idea at this moment in time. Save him by muting him.
That's really the worst thing.
I'm no longer a Scientologist. Hail Magic Bollocks. He is my Lord and Savior.
Oh, yep, okay, I agree with that. He is our cult leader. Magic Bollocks, the savior.
So he's like Charles Manson.
Something you shouldn't.
So he's
just like every other religion.
Or Manson Bollocks. I think Manson Bollocks works a little bit.
Well, if you want, look. I know I've said some cruel things about you in the past.
Don't you dare apologize, Magic. Otherwise, I am resigning from the cult.
Mute you before the sorry comes out.
Shut up. Let me finish. Right. I just want to say, Monday Mad, that everything I've ever said about you.
First off, Monday Mad.
Carry on, Magic. Carry on. Oh, he's still muted.
I know. I'm letting him go for a while.
Mundane Mad. No, oh, he left?
No, they just fucking fail. It's your stupid ass fucking thing. Every now and then it kicks people out for no reason. And Magic Bollocks is just talking and not aware that I've muted him, and I feel like a dick.
Oh, this is not how you win your new god over, man.
I'm sorry. I can't help it. I'm an asshole and an idiot at the same time.
You're an Indian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hail Chief Manic.
Hold on. Let's make this dude march a trail of tears all the way back to California.
God damn it.
Jewish, not native.
So how many people got kicked that time then?
Not 3.
3 of you, and I was forcibly silenced. I am offended.
That's right. You know, I'm the fucking censor of the group, I guess. I should stop that. That's power going to my head.
Yeah.
Power corrupts, absolutely.
I think what he's trying to imply is that the company he currently keeps, he feels intellectually superior.
That's because he's too busy with the fucking firewater.
I'm the intellectual superior that calls himself an idiot. I'm brilliant beyond words.
Yeah, real top tier genius here. Real fucking like extra chromosome level autist.
Well, I'm still one up over fucking Mad Dodge. I mean, shit, he can't even argue with me. You suck. Shut up. Nobody likes you.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that Mad is the real faggot here. Like, let's be honest.
He is the real cuck.
Oh, yeah, the real cuck with 6 kids and a fucking beautiful wife. Yeah,
but how many do you know are yours?
Hey,
I don't get nearly the abuse that he does, and I fucking feel bad about it. It's bullshit. I deserve this kind of abuse. It's unfair. Pay attention.
It's perfectly fair. It's fair. Shut up.
Yeah.
We made you march across all of the United States to go to like one place that we didn't even want, and then we tested nuclear weapons there. Like you get to like be like a little discriminatory.
You know what? I think as well that much to Mad Dog's annoyance, all his kids support the North.
I'd agree with that.
No, they don't. They're all fucking Southerners, dude.
Oh no!
They just tell you that so you don't fucking hit them with the belt anymore.
Yeah, I bet they want their ass on the Confederate flag as well.
I was going to go down the lines of saying, well, you know that when you're always on the stream, Mad Dodge, apart from when they're actually asleep, they're always screaming you down. So they obviously disagree with your points.
No, they're no. Half the time they're laughing though.
Your kids think you're
like. Oh wow!
Yeah, this is why we never see a camera, because all they're doing is scrawling "cuck" on the wall in crayon.
So Matt, did you ever set up that shed in your living room?
Why exactly would I set up a shed in my living room?
Because you needed your own private recording space or something.
No. The studio would go in the backyard, you cunt. No, not my fucking.
No, you're the fucking gimp, and you need to be put in a box.
A heart-shaped box.
I actually starting to feel sorry for Mad Dodge now. I know he can take it, but
he's
just being a bitch about everything.
Yeah, I know. Not even close.
Whatever. You can even handle Buttercup. Shut up, Alex.
This is Mad,
Well, actually, I think he handled Buttercup very, very well by getting her to do different things.
Extremely well. In fact, I think there might even be a baby on the way.
An alien one, but yes.
A baby one day. I heard that stream, you cunt.
I wasn't even aware Bollocks could get it up. I'm rather impressed.
It does take a lot of pop stick.
This is Mad
I'm going after your manhood.
What I just think is quite simple now. If I ever do anything in intimate department, I just think, what would Mad Dodge do? And I do the opposite.
Well, then you're not having any kids.
What do you have?
I put it in the right hole. Say what you want, but it goes in the right hole, sir.
That's a matter of perspective.
Nobody caught that. I said, if you ever do anything intimate, what is that, wishful thinking? And nobody fucking got that?
Well, no, that's because you keep cutting out and your internet connection sucks. So shut up, fucker.
And it was a shit joke.
Shut up.
God damn. I thought we were all fucking friends here.
We fucking are. We're just assholes, all of us. How assholes behave.
I would like to point out we are now the Kumite. We are now taking over from the Kumite.
No, you see, the difference between the Kumite is we're just talking shit about each other. We're not going, oh, this person sucks, and if you think that I'm wrong, why don't you come on our show and all 5 of us will fucking gang up on you.
But that's what I did. I come on your show to try and prove you wrong. You all ganged up on me.
No.
No, see,
voluntarily.
I'm checking the chat here. We got fucking MC. Mad Dodge has no points. Well, you know what my point is? Ulysses S. Grant was
you know what my point is? I'm going to take a couple of seconds to think about it.
And I'm going to mute him because that's what I do.
Sherman was a cunt, MC. A cunt. Oh, and Lincoln only died 3 years too late, you fucking bitch.
Lincoln died for our sins. Lincoln died for our sins.
Oh, he was your great savior. Your great white savior with a top hat.
Considering that I'm British, yes, he is definitely my savior.
That's right.
Now that I know Mad Dodge is in my country, I think I'm going to move to Britain because he makes me feel bad. I can't be on the same continent with that level of dumb.
Well, let's see who's muting. Oh, you're already muted. Fuck you. How dare you?
I just think his point has been proven. Come on over, mate. You're more than welcome. Get away from
exactly.
Hey, bring your spork with you because you can't have a fucking knife.
It's all right.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised you in the South managed to fire a gun, considering how low your knuckles drag along the ground.
I'm surprised you could even fucking walk across the London Bridge.
I won't need a knife or a gun. They'll let me have a car and I can drive over all the people I want. Apparently they don't have a problem with that.
I mean, yeah, trucks a piece, dude. Trucks a piece.
Yeah, the typical American response, which is every Englishman lives in London, apparently, opposed with us who live hundreds of miles away from it.
Other than cabbage, only cabbage counts.
Are you saying that every person in England doesn't live in London?
How dare you?
Mind blown.
Before anybody says anything controversial, okay, I'd just like to say this. You really are dumb. No, I love America.
It's
all
bollocks. Come on now.
I do. I absolutely love America. I can't wait for the Russians to, do some nuclear experimentation.
Yeah,
we're rude, right. Worthless cunts with no fucking shame whatsoever.
Say our fucking name, Magic Bollocks. Say it.
No, but really, the Russians
I have no
do
comment.
Some nuclear experiments. Yeah, right, dude. You guys get conquered by the French. Don't come fucking crying to me about the Russians.
And you use the French to win a war because you've never won one by yourself. Don't start with the French.
Hey, dude, we're the only country to ever drop a nuke on another fucking country. Don't make us do it again.
Who the fuck saved you?
We pulled out.
Hitler should have had your ass, you cunts.
Actually, technically, Russia actually saved us. Technically, if you actually look at history, Russia actually saved us by being attacked.
The Great White Savior Stalin. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, all right. Well, it's better than the Great White Savior of Trump.
Well, hey, it was
a great
Trump is a beautiful man. MAGA.
How Trump, the overlord of the world, the Prince Overlord.
Trump, though? No, we're talking about World War II and the rest.
I'm really tired. God damn it!
God damn it! History is offensive to you, you cunt. Like really?
Yeah.
Just when you take it out of context. Just when you take it out of context, Mad Dodge.
I
only have one question for Magic Bullets. Okay. Do you or do you not believe that Tony Blair tongue punched George Bush's fucking fart box?
No. That he was definitely a rimmer, though. I think he definitely had a thing for Bush's ring piece, which was.
Oh yeah, for sure. But do you believe in cottaging? And if do you believe it's because Tony Blair is a bottom?
I believe that cottaging exists, and I'm sure that a lot of gentlemen of certain persuasions find cottaging an extremely fun evening entertainment. But myself, personally, if I was into being battered around the ring, I'd be a boxer.
Well, I'm just asking though. Can you just say that we can all agree to call them cigarettes? Is that fair?
Cigarettes.
Yes, both of them are fags. Yes, both of them are fags.
I'm gonna go get a fag. I'll be right back.
I'd like to say something. They are extremely wealthy fucking fags, though. That's the only problem.
No, but what exactly do the British know about boxing? You can't fight. Give me a fucking break, you teetotaling cunts.
How dare you say that? We're the country that gave the world Frank Bruno, the world's biggest punch bag.
Yeah,
or the actual Queensberry rules of actually.
Punch bag.
Or the actual point of actually having Queensberry rules and the actual idea of boxing in the first place. But we didn't do nothing for boxing at all.
Admittedly, we did give the world pretty much about 85% of its culture, but we'll just go over that because the Yanks
claim it's okay though. It's
50
okay.
years
I still
of
need
influence.
a translator here. Most of you fuckers speak, so it's all right. Like I get it. Like,
I do apologize.
Hey, hello, Ogre.
I do apologize that we accidentally invented this language.
Ogre's here to defend the British. God.
Yeah. We get it. We get it. You invented English. That's why we all need translators in America to hear.
Invented English. They spoke France and fucking England for how many
centuries? We don't have enough
black. Give me a fucking break. They didn't really. They fucking love French in the fucking British court. Give me a fucking
We don't
break.
have enough black.
You mean we spoke Latin? You mean we spoke Latin, not fucking French?
No, you spoke French, you cunt.
French. Look, I'm not gonna prove you right and be here to defend the British, so I won't say much about that. I'll let them defend that one. I'm not.
Yeah, we spoke Latin, not fucking French.
You spoke French, you cunt, not Latin. You spoke French.
All right, if you really want to piss them off, tell the truth, Mad Dodge, instead of making shit up, and just tell them that they love fish and chips, and that's a French dish.
Yeah, fuck you. You wouldn't even know it until I told you that.
Do you know what the saddest thing is? I actually think
is that the yogurt?
I do actually think that Mad Dodge.
Yes, his eye. Hi.
Yeah, Mad Dodge actually thinks Team America was a documentary.
Like that's a libertarian message. Give me a fucking break.
Lonely, so lonely inside real road.
I'm just tired of all this hating on Mad Dodge. I'm hitting back. Fuck you, cunts.
You're not doing very well, though, mate. You're not doing very well.
Fine, rather than being like, "Ooh, everybody's picking on me. I thought we were cool."
Bob. Hey, Bob,
Jack, fucking mute. Hey, Jack, mute these cunts so that way the adults can have a conversation.
Ooh.
So just Mad Dodge then. Just mute Mad Dodge then.
On my own channel. Yeah. I'll boot you all and just have a monologue. Fuck off.
It's a dialogue, not a fucking monologue. Monologue's on its own. Monologue is you talking by yourself. Dialogue is people talking.
I will have a monologue.
It is now your gimmick.
What?
People fucking make fun of you on your own show now. Just
do you know what? I am not standing
I'm telling you
by
this
that,
now.
Bob.
Mad Dodge is becoming more like fucking Baked Alaska by the minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, he's not. No.
Yeah, no, he'll never have as big a dick as Baked Alaska.
That's my wife. You
becoming
cunt.
the baked red eye stream.
Look, I wanted to defend Baked Alaska because I don't necessarily like the other side of it, but I can't. I went and watched some of that shit. Baked Alaska. He said that he went somewhere and some guy with a camo hat gave him some meth, and then he just. I mean,
that was me. It was a joke. What the fuck?
That? Why would, even if it was true, why the fuck would you say that on the internet?
Well, I told him I wanted a plug, and I didn't think he was gonna plug my meth.
Man, listen. Baked Alaska.
No, wait a minute. Is that who you just compared me to? That fucking cunt?
Hold on.
Fuck you. Fucking
Alaska.
Don't worry, dude. Mad Dodge, I got your back. You are nothing like Baked Alaska at all. You are nothing like Baked Alaska at all.
No, you're worse. At least he knows what he's doing.
He actually has principles he tries to stick by. Some of
tries.
Wow. No, like Baked Alaska does.
Just go Stonewall.
Occasionally, he'll say something that makes sense.
Yeah. Baked Alaska
you guys
like
are
a fucking 180 like 4 times.
Like a pack of cunts around here. What the fuck's going on?
I am the biggest cunt around here, man. The biggest.
We're like a pack of cunts who just come in to tear you.
Well, you're the fucking king cunt. Shut up.
We need
to said anything.
One way or another, and you have become our punching bag, and that's just the way it is.
No, I refuse to believe that. Fuck you.
You can believe whatever you want, but the truth doesn't change.
Just like the South lost the fucking Civil War.
God save the Queen.
It wasn't a civil war.
See you later, Ogre.
It wasn't a civil war.
Yeah, it was.
You're wrong
was
again,
it?
man, Dad. I'm sorry.
Who was trying to conquer DC? Was the South?
Nobody needs to conquer DC. Civil war doesn't mean you try to take over a country. It means you take over part of it. Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish? Thank you very much.
No, I can't because you don't know the definition.
It's the case that if you actually take part of the territory, that means you've taken part of the country. You don't have to take the capital to take part of the country.
Do you understand?
Do you get that?
Do you understand a war of secession over a war of fucking conquering Okay, so the
Union.
Union.
To skirt over my point.
No,
wait to skirt over my point.
That. Obviously, haven't you paid attention for the last hour and a half? Nobody understands that. Obviously,
I know. Obviously, you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. I mean,
at least one of us is.
Yeah,
dude, I went to public school. Okay, I can barely count a potato. I don't understand social concepts.
This is fascinating. This is the man saying, "If you don't agree with me, then you're an idiot." Right, this is official. The red eye is now turned into an echo chamber.
Hey, no, he's not lying. I am an idiot, though. That's the thing. And I disagree with him, so he's actually correct here.
Yeah, but then there's more than one idiot then, because I actually agree with you. The idea that the fact that a civil war is just taking fucking the capital city is fucking ridiculous.
I agree.
Then that means that
a civil war is a war to take over the government of the country you're fighting in.
No, it's not. It's to govern yourself. It's to govern yourself away from that fucking country.
Whoa.
No, it's not. Do you not know the definition of secession versus a civil goddamn war?
Hold on.
Yes.
Holy shit, you're fucking dumb.
I have something really important to add. All right, everybody.
Oh, laugh it up like I'm the idiot. Fuck you.
Hold on, Dad. Listen. I can clear this right up. I can clear it right up, dude.
Sorry.
Negro, you taking piss out of me.
I don't even have to do anything. You're doing it all yourself.
No. That just makes the whole argument correct. Yeah.
Just keep going. It's funny.
Yeah, shut
is
the
it
fuck
actually
up.
technically illegal if somebody kills themselves on a stream? If you can actually hear
I'm
we can
getting
hear the veins opening, yeah, you know.
We love you, Mad Dodge. We do. We're just.
No, you don't. Obviously.
Yes, we do. You know, if I didn't mute you, that's how I show my love.
Yeah. We love you in an abusive. Think of it like an abusive.
No, it's fucking bullshit. You just laugh. You won't even Google Civil War. Google it. Tell me the definition of a civil war, you cunt.
Well, if you Google Civil War
keep
these
laughing because that makes your argument so much fucking better.
I have to say, I've just triggered Man Dodge. I have just triggered him. He's broken. I have broken Man Dodge.
What is this fucking internet red eye sports? Like, what's going on?
hey, he asked somebody to Google it, and I did. So I'm going to read the definition just so he can feel better about himself. A war between citizens of the same country, period.
Oh, that doesn't work very well.
That is not the
is that not the proper definition? Is that not the proper definition?
Google fucking Civil War, cunts, and you'll get the answer that I'm looking for in the
Google. Oh yeah, just a second.
Wait a minute.
Great argument.
You trying
Great
to tell
argument.
me that somebody once said something on the internet that wasn't true?
Oh my god! You're talking logic, bollocks. We're not doing a logical stream. We're not doing logical streams.
I refuse to believe that.
Fucking dumb shit. Fucking bastard. Now I'm triggered.
My job here is done.
I'm gonna shake my cam because I'm triggered.
No. Okay, a civil war, also known as an interstate war in polygamy, is a war between organized groups within the state, or country. The aim of one side may be to take over the country or a region.
Region.
Region. Government policies. The term is.
Hold on. Did you say you're triggered or did you say you're niggered? Because that actually makes a difference.
No, I say.
Well, it just means you can get a free Starbucks now, doesn't it?
Ah, fuck. I'm on board. I am on board. Where's my shoe polish?
Whatever. I'm the cunt.
Oh, fuck it. You know, if Sean King can get away with it, so can I.
Mad Dodge.
Bit of charcoal, mate. Bit of charcoal.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on. But it makes you good for your skin.
Real quick.
Mad Dodge, just really quickly.
273-8255. If you feel like you want to kill yourself from listening to
Mad Dodge, very quickly, my friend. The definition that you read out actually even stated may take over the country or a region.
Oh,
all you've done is just proved our point.
Hotline.
Oh no, it doesn't prove your. Whatever, no, it doesn't even matter what I say. You're just gonna laugh.
No, I'm honestly being serious. For a couple of seconds, I'm actually being serious.
We tend to when it's
No, you're not being
right now. I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
Come on here.
No, it's the red eye stream.
To be assholes. Fuck you.
They're making me want to kill myself. So I'm gonna go kill myself.
No,
don't do it. Do it on the camera.
I should kill myself. Why?
Do it on the camera. On the camera, make it go viral.
I mean, fuck. You know, I have to deal with fucking Mad Dodge. Do you have any idea what that's like? Any idea? The best you got is, you know, people care about me. Fuck that. Have you listened to this fucking guy? No, I'll get on YouTube. Listen to it. You'll kill your fucking self. You are like the worst. You're terrible. You're terrible. Let me talk to your fucking manager. I'm gonna make your manager kill himself. No, fuck you guys. This is a private conversation.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm glad today's our day off, common sense.
Oh yeah, I'm having a fucking great time. But just one last point. You did actually say in the definition, Mad Dodge, region, which is the South. It's a region of America.
Did the South try to take DC, you fucking cunt? The answer is fucking
It doesn't
no.
need to. It doesn't need
Oh
to.
yeah, no, yeah, because well,
yeah, region is in the
Civil
definition.
War happened, they didn't try to take fucking Rome, you cunt.
Whoa, listen, guys. I think we can all agree that Abraham Lincoln.
No, this is bullshit. All you do is laugh. You just
I'm not
laugh.
laughing.
Man,
I'm not laughing anymore.
Fuck
I'm not
you.
laughing anymore. I'm not laughing anymore. I'm actually talking to you seriously.
You're acting like a goddamn
I'm not.
cunt.
I'm not. You read out the definition, Mad Dodge. I'm being serious now. You read out the definition. It says region in the fucking definition, right, mate? That's the actual point of the South.
Anything else? I bet you didn't over your own fucking.
Yes,
cackling.
it said fucking may
Like
take over the country or may take over the fucking region. I heard exactly what you fucking said.
Look at Jack Green. Look at.
No, it's fucking bullshit. I'm done. I'm fucking.
We're laughing at the bloke that's on the fucking phone. He's got his gun out. He's going to pretend to shoot himself. We're not laughing at you, Mad Dodge.
Oh my God! Look at Jack's stream. He's holding the fucking gun.
Oh well, at least you know this one's going to go viral, don't you?
Yeah, I think the stream's going very well. I think we've done well on this stream. We should carry on. If he does go, we need to make sure that we pay respects.
Yeah, Manic was a very disturbed YouTuber. He will be sorely missed by himself, and I really, really am sad to know that the Mad Dog stream drove him to this. So I hope we can all join together.
They talked me out of it. They talked me out of it.
Oh,
we saw the gun. We were worried.
I pulled up that KSG, and I was really concerned.
No, we're good. We're good. The guy was good. He made the good point.
Did he bring up the definition of civil war?
Yes, he did. He said it was. Yeah, he just said it was fight between two fucking people, and I was just like, that's what I was trying to tell him, and he was like, well, you shouldn't get all worked up because of some fucking idiot on the internet, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Probably shouldn't blow my brains out for a fucking guy on the internet.
It's a good thing the Samaritan these days have a computer screen in front of them so they can look up a definition quickly.
Exactly.
So anyway, where's Mad Dodge? How's he doing? Is he happy?
We heard sort of like no, we heard the sort of sound of extending rope a few moments ago. It's like somebody put a massive weight on the end of it.
Dude, no, that's what this is for. It's quick and simple.
What's that? To shoot them down?
Hold on a second. Hold on, Jack. Point that fucking barrel at the camera. I want to see if that's a goddamn airsoft gun.
I refuse.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
I was in mortal risk and mortal danger the whole time. Do not even. No, this is real.
If he'd have shot that, he might have got a slight laceration that could have got septic eventually.
Yeah.
He could have died from infection.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Pulled out
How else am I going to go
in
the dumbest fucking way possible?
What you should do, pull out a KSG and wave goodbye to the stream. That's what everybody else does when they're about to blow their brains out with a 12 gauge.
I'm not Kurt Cobain. I'm sorry. I can't do that.
It kind of look like him. He's just got darker hair.
Like a dollar store discount version.
It's not like your go-to joke. That's like the third time you've used dollar store blank to describe me. There's nothing wrong with the dollar store. Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with the dollar store in the neighborhood that you live in, but for those of us who have, nothing, more than what would some consider a
spit it out, goddammit, man.
Yeah,
spit it out.
I'm poor. I don't have time to be waiting to listen to fucking battle.
No, fucking time, dude. You gotta hold it there.
No, you're just not what you're talking about. Your brain is mush.
You notice it's common sense. It's gone from civil war to class war now.
It has.
That's
indeed.
what it should be. That's what it should be. Who left? Did somebody leave?
Jack, hold up that fucking airsoft gun again and fucking tell people you're
fucking serious.
Whoa, he can't show that on stream. His NRA membership might expire.
No, my NRA membership is good.
Good.
If you publicly display a weapon, then your NRA membership automatically gets renewed. What are you, retarded?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, you're just from England.
And you get sponsors as well, if I remember correct.
I do apologize for not having, free weapons to go around manically shooting other people with, I do apologize.
Yeah, because
Well,
that's
yeah,
exactly
that's
what's
right.
going
Yeah,
on here
I'm
all
sure
the time.
you have a bunch of
We're watching
sports
CNN,
to
you
stab
fucking
some
jackass.
muzzies with. I'm sure you're good.
Yeah,
If it
Mandy,
actually
that's
makes you
right.
feel any
Or
better,
how about
my-
trucks of peace? I'm sure that's good too.
how about I will say this?
You better apologize to an American for having weapons when you fucking need a fucking ID to get
Would
a
you
goddamn
let
sport.
Magic Bollocks say his fucking piece for Christ's sake?
No, he can fuck the fuck off because we have.
Fuck you,
pieces.
shut the
He
fuck
doesn't.
up. But we're in the same fucking land and you need to shut your fucking face.
I'll tell you what, you can lick my fucking throat.
You don't threaten me with a good time.
Manic,
Quick,
I don't
go,
want to
Magic.
break in
I
now.
like-
This argument is far more entertaining. Besides which, I just like to say I love the Second Amendment.
Good. Welcome over. Come
Good,
on on.
great,
Come on
awesome.
in.
Come
Welcome.
here. Be
Yeah.
American.
I will jack off to your fucking voice all day long.
So you want me to be American?
Yeah, you
Certainly.
sound really
I will load
polite
up.
when you
I will
insult
load up
people.
on 10,000 calories and fucking ugly woman.
Perfect. Perfect. You'll fit right in. I mean,
Excellent.
granted, your shitty ass teeth will give you away, but still.
Hey,
Yeah,
our
your
sugar levels
mouth
are
is
much
gonna
higher
look
than
like a
yours.
graveyard after an
Wait a minute.
earthquake, but
The
that's
only
fine.
Well,
member
and
who's
your
got a camera
sister
on my
don't count.
smile. Oh,
And your
those teeth are
sister
quite good. I
don't
like
count,
that.
dude.
Yeah. That's definitely not NHS teeth, that's for sure.
No, but your sister doesn't count as an ugly woman. You have to find an actual American.
Hey, you leave my
That's
sister out of this. My
Whoa,
wife
whoa.
is
My
beautiful.
dodge. We talked about this. Don't bring my sister into this. A bit like don't bring your wife into. Oh, they're the same person, aren't they?
All right, whoa.
I already
Magic,
made
whoa,
that
whoa,
joke.
calm down.
Wait,
Wait,
way
your
ahead of you.
sister and my wife are the same person. How do we not know each other then? What the fuck?
We do. Shut up. Don't tell them that.
Dude,
Oh my
dude,
God.
don't. He's
Listen,
a
Magic, I'm
dense
gonna-
fuck. You don't need to. If he doesn't get a joke, it's because he's fucking autistic.
Listen, Magic, if you want to come to America and then partake in the Second Amendment, I will gay marry you so that way you can get a green card.
I'm addressing the Queen of England directly right now. We will trade you Mad Dodge for Magic Bollocks.
Hey, I
Fair
just want
trade.
my.
When you,
I
when you
just
say
want
the
my
Queen
castle.
of England, are you talking about Magic
Hey,
Bullet?
you give me my fucking castle, then I'm
Right.
down. I'll move.
I
over
think.
Well,
what
I'm
Mannix has done
actually
there
going to reply on the force of the Queen and go, fuck off, that's a bad deal for us. Fuck
No,
you all.
You'll be
Hey,
fine.
no, I-
He
look
will
at that.
totally be willing
Whoa,
to
you
accept
won't
all
allow
your
me over there.
migrants
What?
because he's
Can
a
I not-
fucking retard.
Can I-
Let me just say this.
Work.
I think
You
what
do
Mannix
it back,
done.
'cause I got a real life, you cunt.
What Mannix has just done is basically declared war between England and fucking America.
Oh god,
Okay.
we need to do a round 2. That needs to happen.
Whoa.
Yeah,
wait a
this time
second, wait
don't
a
use
second.
other people to help.
Hold on. I
don't need
offered
him anymore.
to marry Magic
True.
Bollocks. So that way we could secure peace. So that way he could have the Second Amendment, and I get to fuck England over for
No, fuck
Oh,
that. We're
no,
gonna,
no,
we're gonna
no,
dump
you
a
want
bunch
my
of
boss
tea
to-
we're gonna dump a bunch of tea in a bunch of harbors. We're gonna go and give them the finger, and then when they come over in their red little uniforms, we'll shoot them down because they won't have any guns anyway.
True. True.
Well,
Very
when you
true.
give them the finger, is it going to be 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink, or just 2 in the stink?
I like the way Joe
I'm
Miles
thinking the whole
assuming.
fist in the stink.
The Joe Miles assuming that I'm going to be the bottom. I don't think so. I'm thinking of what's going to lubing you up ready with a nice bit of English spit.
Why would you lube him? Just do him raw.
Well, that's true, actually. Yeah, we'll do the English going straight in dry.
Exactly.
No, the English is not going in at all because you're too fucking uptight to get there. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll get there. We'll get there when
Whoa,
we're ready.
whoa, whoa,
We'll
whoa,
get
whoa!
there
What?
when
You mean
we're
this is going to cost me something? Fuck right off.
Exactly. Perfect. I thought I was Jewish.
Hey, the fucking Almanic, the deal's off, mate.
I still want a war. Can we war? I want a war.
Well, we kind of
You
have
can-
one. We kind
Yeah,
of have
can-
one.
they can declare war on the Welsh. That mean you'll be fighting RPR and various
No,
other.
we don't even have to declare war anymore. We just need to shoot some fucking rockets at London.
I
and
like
be like, ha, ha.
I like RPR far more than I like you, Bollocks. I'm with the Welsh.
Oh, he comes out firing. Well
yeah,
done, Mad Dog.
I'm just
impressed.
saying, like, I'm down with RPR over you, dude.
Now, now shut up and no, you've already said your piece. Sit down and shut up. Or you say something stupid.
You know, he's not normally like this at the family gatherings. He just likes to act tough on the streams. It's all right, Mad Dodge. I won't reveal to him what you really like, you
What? No,
gentle bunny
oh,
of a man.
I thought he was going to be like in a high chair with a fucking binky in his mouth.
He's
Well, he
normally
does
the
wear a
one in the
bib.
corner.
He does wear a bib.
Wait,
Yeah.
by binky, do you mean beer? I mean, then
No, I
we
mean,
might
I
be
mean, my
forbid.
dick is in your mouth.
Yeah, you need to suck on
Oh,
something.
shut up, Silent Bob, you cunt. Shut up.
Dude, I'm the best piece of ass you'll ever get.
Wow, he went quiet after that.
I know. He had to think of something to say. He's like, "Fuck."
I think he is because his dick was in his mouth at that moment, or at least.
I just came when he said that.
Yeah. From Mad Dodge to Mad Swallow.
Hey, I call that an upgrade.
That was hilarious.
Oh, it's gone quiet.
Awkward silence after making this really, really gay.
People are actually thinking about it. This is really bad. I'm actually going to leave the stream. If people are being quiet and not actually, speaking and they're thinking about it.
Go on.
Quiet. I need a couple of seconds just for.
Come on, you let the guy finish. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's still bad.
Hey, if that's me, what's Mad Dodge doing? I think he's got at least a finger in now, isn't he?
I don't know. Let's ask Manic.
He's got at least 2 up to the 3rd knuckle. So, you know, there's
Yeah.
He's
He's
getting me excited. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
like my
I don't know
grandfather
if he's a
always said,
pinky
okay.
in or like up to his elbow. I just know I'm enjoying it.
all in the name of checking for prostate cancer, but it's just the fact that got to check again, or a little bit more. Ooh, what's this coming out the end of my winky?
everybody should check their prostates with another person's dick. It's the most sensitive part of another man. So if you have a male doctor, you should let him fuck you in the ass, obviously.
Is that
Yeah, I'm
actual
going
medical
to
advice?
disavow that.
I would like to see the consent form for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're about to check your prostate. I have a better solution.
I'm going to shoot myself with an airsoft gun because this will work.
Manic is turning down the finger and going with the actual with the gun.
I'm a hardcore enthusiast. What can I say?
I don't have enough weed for this shit, guys. I think we're gonna have to end this here soon.
No, man. The abuse must continue. You must take it. Shut the fuck up.
No. Wait a second. Hold on. I have some sage wisdom to share with everybody. Listen, my grandfather told me this when I was very, very young. He said, if it feels like more...
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
Damn it. I can't believe the level of immaturity we've sunk to now. I mean, we were doing so well up until this point as well. So, has anybody checked their prostate with the fist?
I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass.
Do you know what?
Sometimes,
sometimes you can just predict something in your head, and it's nice to know when it's played out. Thank you very much, man. You didn't let me down.
I'm here to please. And
Yeah.
We know.
So, anybody else doing a stream sometime soon that you want to completely derail? If you'd like to contact myself, Manic, or Common Sense Guy, we'll be happy to oblige. And
I'll send a letter of recommendation. They'll fuck your shit up.
And if anybody,
I don't know if Joan Wall knows he's been muted yet. He's just been sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I just saw that.
I promise I won't do it anymore. I promise. And no
I
more
don't give
mute.
a fuck. Your promises are meaningless. Too much like,
That's very true. Very true.
But yeah, and if anybody in the Mad Dodge's local region is a rope manufacturer, could you at least make sure it's up to a strength of 300 to 400 pounds?
Oh, first off, I'm only
I need at least 600 pounds. I'm a fat bastard.
Yeah, but he's going to actually do it with somebody's fist up his ass as well.
Oh shit! It should be like 800 pounds.
Yeah, they might have to jump with him and end up with a very sore wrist.
No, fuck that. Give me a piano and a wire. We'll make it work. Just cut my head right the fuck off.
At least I'm allowed to own a knife. That's all I gotta say.
We are
What you have
still.
to
We
say
just
then.
can't buy one on Amazon.
That's
Oh,
That's
but I
wonderful.
can.
that's wonderful,
Cunts.
Mad Dodge. Obviously, you need something to butter your muffins with.
Well,
Beautiful.
no, but like, what are you gonna do?
Well, I
you're
don't-
gonna fight off the muzzies with a spork, dude? I mean, really?
You just want an excuse to say muzzy.
You don't understand.
You're kind of right.
You don't understand. You don't understand our brethren who have come over here to spread their peace amongst us by, the internal firework of their organs, or maybe their innate driving skills, as you've probably seen occasionally on the news. But
they don't miss. They're good. They're good.
The thing, if you're going to spread peace, it must be done in a completely open space that everyone is aware it's happening, so they can fully take in what's happening. The peace is spreading. And you can't do that if it's a small
I
event.
like my peace and peace. I can understand.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Is Islam a religion of peace, or is it a
No,
religion
Islam
of
is a
shit?
race
Because
of
I couldn't
peace.
remember.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bits
it
of
is a
peace.
race.
Yeah.
It is a race of peace.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Islam a race? And
Yes, you Islamophobic cunts.
Yes, it's a race to the bottom.
You didn't even let me finish. Whatever, I'm done.
You couldn't resist that one. You couldn't resist that one at all.
Bloody hell!
This is totally demonetized.
Oh, there ain't no monetization on this. Are you kidding me? Like,
Right.
We need to make the obligatory fuck YouTube joke. It's the thing now where everybody has to complain about YouTube.
Yes, everybody is moaning about YouTube. Didn't you watch Sargon stream yesterday? The YouTube moaners.
No, I did not. I did not watch Sargon stream. I've actually haven't watched a lot of Sargon lately. I need to catch up.
Never mind. You didn't miss much.
Oh, wait a second. You haven't watched a lot of Sargon? How are you gonna fucking be up to date on the liberalists, aka the tranny porn enthusiasts?
I believe that Mad Dodge is the American branch.
Yeah, that's why I talked to Mad Dodge.
Yeah.
Mad Dodge gives me all the tranny information I need and all the ridiculous ideas I could handle.
well, I'm glad to be of service.
You're a lovely person. I think you're great.
So it's basically Traps and Mad Dodge Incorporated.
Well, Mad Dodge is
God
a trap.
damn it.
You know that?
I am not. God damn it!
He moonlights and goes out and tries to trick men into thinking he is a dirty little bitch.
No, I do not wear kilts. Okay, other people wear the skirts. All right.
You wear
saying you wear kilts.
skirts and you show off that perky little ass of yours out on the street, and then you go and trick all the kinds of men. That's what you do. I know that.
Oh, that's fucking gay, dude. Like that's
No
really
wonder
fucking
he's
gay.
Yeah, no wonder he's so angry on these streams, isn't it? It's just getting all that sexual tension out in one go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody believes him. I mean, the beard doesn't help, but hey.
What is the actual stream name for Mad Dodge then?
I like beards. It tickles my little fucking taint, you know.
Is it like
Okay.
is he like called Surrender Brenda on the streets or something? Or maybe Give in Kim
Oh,
or
wait,
something.
well, no, that's about enough of this bullshit. And I did not kick anybody. I didn't do that.
Yeah, you're lying again. I may be mute happy, but he is kick happy, which is weird because he hasn't kicked me yet.
It is. It's very strange. The best thing is that the two people who probably caused him the most shit is the two people he refuses to get rid of, Manic. So it just proves the point, doesn't it?
He's a masochist.
Massive masochist, yeah. massive Dodge.
You're a dick.
Oh, shit. Why did you turn the mic? I wanted to see your beautiful face, common sense guy. What? Oh, wait, I guess I can with the drawing. Never mind. You're ugly as fuck. I mean, hi.
Boo. Fuck you. Boo. Fuck you, assholes, to all of you. Fuck you to all of you.
That's right. That's perfect response. Beautiful. I love
Wonderful.
England.
I'm
I
back.
do. I really do. I mean, it's just I really wish you guys weren't so fucking backwards with your laws and shit.
Well, and
It's not
driving
all
on the
of
wrong
us.
side of the road, isn't that fucking weird? Like,
We
what the fuck are they
share
doing
a
there?
common interest there. Yes, we do have a few problems with our laws, especially ones where you might go to prison for saying gas the Jews or something.
Oh
Or
shit! You're
having
going
a
to
Nazi
prison. What
pug.
are you doing? Don't say that.
Well, I don't mean actually gas them. I just mean maybe fart in their face or something.
Yeah,
but...
I fart in your general direction. Sure. I wonder if that's racist now, farting in your general direction. Monty Python is fucking in trouble.
If you fart and it's a result of eating pork,
and you
then
have
you could
to blow up a lot of balloons for a bar mitzvah.
Depends what you mean by blow up.
That would be the bomb.
Oh, right. Then it's fine. It's okay now. It's accepted. It's part of culture.
We're talking about Judaism, not Islam, okay? Like, we can be specific here.
Oh, we just cut the tip of your dick off. That's all we do.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, we're civilized.
We do that just for a laugh anyway, and then actually tell you
we're like, hey,
rabbis.
Do you really need this? Nah, snip.
Yeah. Besides which, where else are you going to put your chewing gum?
Exactly.
It's cleaner. Well, this is a wrong conversation. We should change it back to Civil War.
No, I think we're pretty.
He hasn't been triggered for at least a good.
Oh wait, no, we didn't have a Civil War because Mad Dodge's little made-up fucking definition turned out to be wrong.
You listen here, queerbait.
So
First off, no, the definition isn't wrong.
Your definition was wrong. Fuck you.
No, it wasn't. No.
I would love more than anything else right now to know Mad Dodge blood pressure.
I'm gonna guess it's quite high.
Trump. Wrong.
Anyway, yeah, dude, it's 5 a.m. my time. I'm done with this shit. I've had enough fucking punishment for one night. Have a good one, guys.
No, you haven't, baby. No, you haven't.
Punishment. You mean entertainment.
It was very good talking to you, Mad Dodge. It really was, and it was fun for me. Sorry if it wasn't fun for you.
I love all my friends calling me a cunt. It's totally fun.
I love it when
I never used that word once. Never used that word. Never.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Cuck, maybe, but not cunt.
No, I see. Here's the thing: you use the word in your head, and I have telepathy, so I was able to hear it.
In that case, then, Manic, have some of this.
Yeah, faggot.
All right, guys. Yeah, that's about it. I'm done. I'm fucking out of here. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I've had enough.
Thanks for having me on.